I knew you wanted me. Ooh, what you do? Made a move, could've made a move. If I knew I'd be with you. It's too late.
Jalen, you've been going crazy.
I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. Ooh, what you do? Made a move, could've made a move. If I knew I'd be with you. It's too late to pursue. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. Ooh, what you do? Made a move, could've made a move. If I knew I'd be with you. It's too late to pursue. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. Ooh, what you do? Made a move, could've made a move. If I knew I'd be with you. It's too late to pursue.
What's going on, man? Y'all know what it is, man. Truth be told, allegedly, man, in the booth, in the building, man. Salute to everybody. Make sure you hit that likes up, man. Share and subscribe, man. Let me make sure my sound is all the way together. Hold on. Let me make sure. Hey, salute to she be changing her name so many different times, but you know who I'm talking about. Salute to her for winning that $15 cash app, man. I'm waiting for you to put your cash app in the comment on that video so I can send that cash app to you. I don't want you to think he ain't gonna give you money now. You earned your money now. Come get this money. What was that, Jamie Foxx? Yeah. But anyway, man, y'all know what it is, man. Truth be told. Hey, look, man. Hey, man, you niggas is some ungrateful Negroes, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I ain't never seen a batch of ungrateful Negroes like that in my life, man. I'm talking about y'all is ungrateful, man. Y'all got all the signs of ungrateful. And you know what happens when you're an ungrateful Negro? You can't even see the divine opportunities that are in front of you. You have been cursed. You can't see divine opportunities. That's why you can't see the things that people see that have divine sight. You can't see it. Then you wish bad upon the man that's trying to go do good. You wish bad. You hope he, when he gets up there, everything messes up and he got to come crawling back. Now, if that ain't some shit, I don't know what else is. If that ain't it, I don't know what else is, man. Make sure y'all hit the likes up, share, and subscribe, man. I don't know what y'all have been doing for the past week, but none other than Deion Sanders has decided to take his talents to South Beach, or the northern form of South Beach, Colorado, man. He never promised you anything, although he did sign a contract. That's one thing I will say. Deion did sign a contract. That in that contract, matter of fact, if you look at it, in that contract, he owes money to the school, which he's going to pay, right? So his work is done there right now at this moment. And there's one other key thing that people need to understand. And this is what a lot of people don't understand, especially the ungrateful people, right? I got to ask y'all a question. If Deion would have went to that school for 2 years and lost and y'all got rid of him, would y'all still be talking? Because on the flip side of things, he went there for 2-3 years, 2 championships, got your building painted. I guess that's all he did. They say that's all he did. Got the building painted, upgraded the facility, got $100K from the Michael Strahan. Got $100K from Michael Strahan to help out with the band and other different facilities around the school. Was that not enough? Was that not enough? What else does he owe you? And then you have a lot of people, man, I'm telling you, they ain't did shit for HBCUs, period, point blank. It's people that stay within 120 mile radius of HBCUs, and not once have they went up there and picked up a piece of trash off the motherfucking ground. I'm just saying, and this is one of those lives too, man. Let me give you the warning. There's going to be long rants and there may be some cursing here and there. So I'm just letting y'all know right now.
Boom shakalaka.
I'm just letting you know right now. But yeah, it's some Negroes, man. They stay within a 120-mile radius of these HBCUs, and they ain't went up there and did shit for them HBCUs at all. But they mad because he left. Make that make sense. And then you have some people, man, they are fans, right? And I get it with fans, right? When you are a fan, you're gonna want your sports figure or whoever it is to do what you want them to do. So it makes you mad when they don't stay in the NBA for 50 years after they knees all beat the fuck up, or they go to another team, you know, kind of like the LeBron experience. You know, when LeBron left Cleveland, they was burning up his jersey. They was throwing it away. They was spitting on it. They was cutting it up, all this different stuff. And then when LeBron said, hey, I'm coming back, they welcomed him right on back in. That's a fan mentality right there. Salute to Queen Lakers in the building. What's up, Queen Lakers?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
You got it. You know you got your camera on.
Do I?
Yeah.
All right.
Camera on. I don't know. I mean,
don't worry about it.
Unless you wanted it, I mean, it's up to you.
Can't see nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, do your thing. Do your thing. All right. Yeah, we got Queen Lakers in the building. Queen Lakers, what is your response, man? And we're gonna play some Dion interviews. And kind of look through some of his footage and see what he says as he's replied to some of these haters. I don't even want to call them haters, man, and I don't even know what to call them. Honestly, I don't know.
That's exactly what they are. They haters. Like, who is mad? Like, I know I'm not. Well, first of all, I'm a very, very big fan of Deion Sanders. But not only that, he done. I don't know who expected him to just stay there. First of all, because anybody that really knows Deion. No, he is like always going to strive for something great, to be greater than he was at the last thing he did, had done. So to stay at Jackson and win, he did it 2 years straight. Okay. So you think, and he said his goal was to, coach a big time, college. So Jackson was not that. So who expected him to stay if his dream or his admiration was to go somewhere bigger and better? And why do he have to dim his light or stunt his growth or progress in life to make everybody else happy? Ain't nobody else doing that for him. Right. You know what I'm saying? So how do I stop being great at what I do or wanting to be great at something because everyone else is not happy with it? Come on now.
And then they put this thing into play as they want to speak on him saying what God told him to do, right? And it's real simple with that, even if that's somebody's rebuttal on, well, he said God told him to do this. Did God tell him to go to Colorado? Well, here's one thing. God didn't tell him. I don't know exactly what God told him, but he didn't say that God told him how long he would be at Jackson State. I think if you ask me, 2 years, 2 championships, 100K, 160K is long enough. And then these people are wishing him off bad, saying, I hope something happened to him when he get up there. I hope things don't go well. Look, some people saying, I hope the police gonna get on him up there. Hey, y'all wasn't saying nothing when the little Negroes was breaking into his car down in Jackson.
Right. Robbing them blind.
And shit when they was doing that. Pardon my language, my patois. Y'all wasn't saying nothing of the sort when that was going on. And this is the thing a lot of people do not understand. Y'all just don't get it. Let me tell y'all something. Dion went down there, right? Not now one of your TIs, not now one of your any of those elite black people helped him
Atlanta. Out. Right.
And you know why they didn't help him out? Because if y'all don't know, HBCUs are old federal money. And they are back on federal money right now. If you do your research, or if you have somebody go through and clean and look through the books, they'll find out that the government owes them millions and millions and millions of dollars. They don't want that stuff found out. They don't want HBCUs to blossom. Y'all don't get that? None of his elite people helped him. Matter of fact, I think one of the only people that have given, I think it was like $120 million was the co-founder of Netflix. He gave it to Spelman and he gave it to not Howard, but another HBCU. Y'all do know that, right? They created HBCUs it was a law and an act that they passed because they didn't want blacks going to school with whites. And they always kept those schools where they were barely getting their funding. That's why their schools look like that, because they were barely getting their funding. They got to do all of this extra stuff to get funding. Deion Sanders is not Jesus. He's not y'all's savior. He can't do it by himself. So when he gets down there and the people don't start helping him, what are you supposed to do? Y'all just sit there and rock.
And then not only that, he only made $350,000, and he was putting more of his money that he was making. It was like he was working for free, basically, because when they needed food and clothing and water because of the crisis that was going on down there, he had to supply it out his pocket, out the little lousy $350,000 they was paying him. And then to have a staff, he had to pay some of the coaches out his pocket. So what, I mean, like, how long? I mean, he stayed. He roughed through it. He didn't complain about, I mean, he complained about it to the bigger people, not the small people that couldn't do nothing about it. He complained and he did something about it. You know what I'm saying? He made them, like, he didn't like the facility. He made them come, he pulled some of his, his props, some of his connections that he had, you know what I'm saying? Some of his pull. He used that and got new facility, new equipment, new this, new that, and still paid for some of that stuff out of his pocket when they didn't cover the whole bill. Come on now. I mean, like, what did they want him to do? And then all these people that's talking about him, y'all didn't talk about him when he was there. You didn't support none of the stuff he was doing positive. I didn't see everybody making the live. Huh?
Salute Coach Dude in the building. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, all these people that's going live talking about, oh, he this and he left and he sold out this and that. Everybody that's talking about him negatively when he was doing good, positive stuff for Jackson. When nobody making blogs and talking about him positively, talking about all the great things he done and this and that, and this. And then when he leave, all y'all doing is wishing him bad and saying that oh, he sold out or he did this and that. I mean, like, what did he do to actually sold out? That's the part I don't understand. That he wanted to be around the blue people.
I thought selling out back in the day, and this just be real, like, you know what I'm saying, growing up back in the day, selling out was when you marry a white girl, you know what I'm saying? That was selling out back in the day. But the terminology, salute to Sharonda in the building as well. But the terminology sellout just kind of goes with leaving the black people behind as you go to the top. You know what I'm saying? Which is not even what he did, right? He spent 2 to 3 years there. He, like I said, he did this. Look at this right here. See, y'all don't get the underlying real thing. None of these black people would help him out down there. None of them. All of your TIs, all of those people that claim that they are for black people, none of them were helping. None of the people that stayed within 120-mile radius was going up to Jackson, helping out, doing anything. They wasn't painting nothing up there, doing nothing. They wasn't doing shit, but they complaining that the Negro left. That makes no sense. That's ungratefulness. Let's roll this.
Hey, Sharonda. Hey, nephew.
Let me roll this clip real quick. And I want y'all to watch this clip and see who is right there that could have made a difference. And you know what?
It's just an incredible
Strahan gives $100,000, y'all.
In need.
Strahan gives $100,000. I don't know where this money came from. Look, Snickers, he went to Snickers. Snickers decided to give the money up, right? $100,000. It wouldn't have happened if Deion wouldn't have reached out to Michael Strahan. Michael Strahan said, look, we could build a story around it. Boom, we give him $100,000. I found somebody to fund it. So Michael Strahan found Snickers and they funded it $100,000 check. Now watch who was there. Y'all know who was in the studio with these people. Look, and she didn't do nothing. Let's see.
There as well. We're feeling the love here at JSU. I'm feeling the love with Marvin and his family. Feeling the love.
Look, y'all see what studio they in, right?
That was really something.
Where's Gail at?
Take our eyes off of it.
Gail ain't there.
She must not been there that day. Gail knows what's
Michael
going on.
Strahan and what's going on. Yeah, she ain't called Oprah. Nobody pulled no money nowhere.
And none of the elitists of black people were sending any type of money helping out with this situation, man. We got Coach Dude in the building. What's up, man? Salute, my guy. Coach Dude. Coach Dude there. Y'all can hear me?
I hear you.
Mike right down right now. Yeah, but you know, Gail and them, Gail, whose best friend is Oprah. Do you think they sent any money to help Deion out down there? Like, if they really believed in black people in black schools, and we just talking, and this is sports right now. We're not even talking about what Dion did as far as bringing more intellectual people inside of that place, right? How many people that actually started going to school down there that liked sports, but they didn't play sports, but on the intellectual side, they wanted to help out that black school, right? Whether it's work the cameras, whether it's work the media around there.
Exactly right. They did a lot of stuff to help out just to be part of the team, right?
Coach Dude, you can come back out. We couldn't hear the mic, man. Yeah, so you got to look at the standpoint of all these things that Dion did, man. And sometimes I think we focus too much on the entertainment and the athletics part of it, because that's only just one part. Last time I checked, the HBCU was made because it's an intellectual safe haven for blacks that did not feel comfortable going to PWIs, whatever it is, some WIs, whatever. What is that? Partially white.
Then this is the part that killed me about that. They told him that because he was saying that they had to have certain grades or certain grade point averages and stuff, that they told him that he supposed to focus on the football, not worry about what they grades and stuff was. I'm like, okay, so when he says that he's gonna make all around young men, okay, that means intellectual and the physical, the morals. I mean, that's the whole person. That's what he was talking about, the whole of a person, not just the athletic or physical part of that person. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like about it. He cared more than just what they had to offer, because he said that everyone won't go off to be an NFL player. You know what I'm saying? So you need to have a background and studied and did something else for a backup plan. And you think how many of them coaches care about that in these other schools? They don't. They don't care whether you got a backup plan. All they care is what you can do for me right now. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And he has been there and done that to know that you need to focus on something else, because your chance is 1 in 100, 1 in a million, whatever the chance or odds are that they go on to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to care about that part, but he does.
Exactly. And not only that, man, not even only that, like he brought his kids there, right? Like this
was Junior right there.
This was a family venture, right? This was a family venture. He brought all
the whole thing, even with the show, it's a family business. Right. That's really what it is.
His son running the cameras, his daughter playing basketball at JSU. I think he leaving one of his sons there, if I'm not mistaken, leaving one of them there. All of this stuff was a concept that he had in his head. You can't stay at one place. Matter of fact, Rome was not built overnight, right? Rome was not built overnight, and it would take maybe 2 lifetimes of a 30-year-old person, so 60 years possibly, to get that HBCU running correctly. I'm trying to tell y'all, it does not happen overnight. Salute, Coach Dude. Can you hear us now?
Yes, sir. How you doing, man, brother? Salute to you. Hey, auntie, how you doing?
Salute.
Hey, nephew, how you?
All right.
Go ahead and speak on it, man. I was gonna come on your show the other day, but I was out and about, so I didn't have no good reception, so I just said what's up, so I didn't get a chance to listen to all of it, man. Speak on it, man.
Oh, like I said, man, publicly on my live and publicly on Kimbo live. So I salute him. You know what I'm saying? I do salute him, because as a football player growing up, born in the 80s, early 80s, I can't do nothing but love Dion. I used to want to be Dion, see what I'm saying, on the football field, from his number and everything. But anything, I just kind of was on some, it's to me, and for what I see, is bigger than just football. What he did for Jackson State, for the University of Jackson, that state, that's what he did wonderful things for them. See
exactly.
I got a former player that played for him. Formerly played for him. I say that much.
Is he mad? Is he mad?
No, ma'am. He not mad. He cool, because it's a business decision. So everybody understands the business side of the aspect.
But even if you want to say, I don't feel like, okay, I understand the business side of it, but I'm gonna just say this part. Like the last episode his son did on Well Media, his son's platform, he showed how the players felt about it, and all the other young people. Now, Dion was more concerned how their feelings was. You know what I'm saying? When he sat down and had a meeting with them, and none of them was mad. They was happy just for the experience to be with him. But I don't feel like he did nothing morally. I mean, like, I don't feel like none of it was wrong, because really, he done moved and left himself, if just say like look at this, if he would not have won those back-to-back titles or not been a winning coach, or he would not have brought everything that he brought to Jackson, would they still be mad if he left? Like would they be this devastated if he got fired? You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't put out like they expected him to. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
But see, I'm gonna say this, and like I brought up this too in my live. I said, man, I salute him on the graduation rate too. A 90% graduation rate. Any coach, I don't care if you white, black, Puerto Rican, I don't care. If you have that, you've done a good job with them young men. The only thing that I was how he moved, certainly, how he moved sometimes, I didn't agree with that. Like everywhere he went, he downed the facilities. Oh, this is trash, this is trash, this is trash. Just recently, a couple weeks ago, he was here in Mobile for a classic, and he told our reporters that he ain't never coming back to our city because of the stadium. See what I'm saying? So that rubbed a lot of us here in our state wrong. We like, bro, come on, bro. This is, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that.
He was
Feel me?
hot.
That's
Hold on, but
Hold on.
listen,
Queen, like, hold on.
can I ask you something, Coach?
Coach, he was high siding.
but I'm saying, but that rubs, and I understand all that.
He was
But
wrong.
that's
He was trying to act like he was too good for y'all
yeah.
facility.
And see that ain't and
No, but
everywhere
what about looking at it this way? I'm gonna say this. Listen, when okay, I'm gonna say this as somebody that point out stuff. When you point out stuff and you have the clout he have, sometimes that make people move and make changes too. You understand what I'm saying? Because
right.
if I say this and put you on the spotlight because nobody else has the balls enough to say it to you, then maybe y'all, once somebody speak on it, then somebody else will speak on it, and they be like, oh well, you know what? So and so put us on the spot. This and that. We got to
But
work on
Auntie,
that because
let me ask you this question though, Auntie. If it's good enough for the NFL to have the Senior Bowl there since the inception of the Senior Bowl, then why it's not good enough for Deion Sanders?
because
What I'm saying today.
not just not good enough him, but he might see something just like when they went to Jackson. It was stuff
No, Auntie, Auntie,
I'm
you got
gonna answer.
all.
I'm gonna answer it because they don't. They look at them. What color were they? They don't care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. If the school was ragging and need something done to it, nobody gonna really care. You know what I'm saying?
But this
So if
this
he
wasn't a
speak on it
school.
as
This
a
not.
black man, huh?
He was
But
high.
this not a
He was
school.
high siding, y'all. He was
But
being the Dion that talks crazy about stuff that he don't think is fit for him. Nah. I'm agreeing with what you're saying, Coach. I'm agreeing. He shouldn't have did that. He was
But
not.
was the facility Ragley though? Was it Ragley?
He
but
wasn't.
it's not a school. It's not a school facility. It's a city. It's the city stadium. So you not just you down in the whole
Oh,
city.
okay. I thought it was a black, like a
No, man, but
HBCU facility.
then
Okay. My fault.
even
My
with
fault.
that,
Okay.
even with that, everywhere he went, he was down in attendance. Some places where he went, he was like, "Hey man, the crowd ain't big enough for me. The crowd ain't big enough for me." You know what I'm saying? It's things like that.
He ain't
Yeah.
shit.
See, I don't like that stuff either. Don't be too arrogant now. Don't forget where you came from.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. He ain't shit for doing that. Now
And then
that's bogus stuff.
I ain't
the,
hear
the
that though. But yeah, I
and
don't like
then
that either.
and the last thing that really rubbed me, like I said, I still support him as a man, as a father, and what he does. See what I'm saying? But now he in Colorado, so I really don't care. But the last thing that really rubbed me wrong was how the exit meeting from Jack State and the entrance meeting that he had, the introductory meeting that he had to the players. How you supposed to uplift black men, and how you say you for the black youth and the black men, and how you provide and you do for them. It's a way you can talk to them too. See what I'm saying? And how as soon as he came to Colorado, he basically told them, "Hey man, why are we here? We shouldn't even be here. I shouldn't even be in this meeting." Which is everything he said was agreeable. He basically told them, "Hey man, y'all scrubs." Then he told them, "Hey, I got some gators. I got some young hungry dogs coming in. Pack your bags and leave." He told the quarterbacks, "Hey, I'm bringing my own quarterback. Y'all don't even compete for a job. I'm bringing my own man." So that at the same time, you kind of hurting black men at the same time because we don't get them
No, but did
opportunities.
you hear what?
Hold on, Lakers. Hold up, Coach. Now we know, man, sports wise, man, you know, every coach has a different format
Approach.
which they use.
Right, but
And one thing that they'll do is They'll man, I've had it happen all the time. Look, all you ones that ain't no good, and the ones that are really good but haven't had the chance to show it, they'll take that as an insight and something that they want to go and try to get it done.
Did you do it behind closed doors?
No, you said what now?
You did it behind closed doors, though, right?
No. I'm gonna say this. I felt what he was saying, and he also told him, he like, look at y'all. Y'all was content with being losers. You know what I'm saying? He was not happy with that. That was like motivation to me. Listen, the cameras was just there because the cameras follow him everywhere he goes.
Don't do it in front of the cameras. Don't do it in front of the cameras. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're not.
That's when you playing sorry at in front of the cameras.
No, but I want you to understand this too, though. He's not just trying to bring black boys to that school. He's not at just a HBCU no more. He's at a predominantly white institution. So he has to go sit down with JoJo, and then he has to go sit down with Joseph. Joseph daddy might look at that and say, hey man, you just told his cousin Jonathan that pack your bags and leave. So I'm just saying it's bigger than football. It's how you do things. If you'd have did it behind closed doors, everybody would have never known nothing, so it'd been good. But doing it in front of the public like that, you shining these young men at the same time.
I ain't looked at it that way. I looked at it as being motivated to get up and move your butt before you get cut.
It's a business decision. It's a business now. You see what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying. You're not just recruiting black kids. You got to recruit these white folks too.
But you know what? He know he do, but he ain't too much worried about the white kids. He worried about the black ones, remember?
Let's see, who you think play center? Who you think play guard? Who you think play tackle?
Come on, be black.
Okay, some of them, but he need to get some to protect his son. That's his son playing quarterback.
Yeah, he do though, but I'm just saying. But he told his son, did you not see he told Shador that the position ain't automatically given to you. You got to work and earn it too.
Man, his introductory press conference, he told him, "You got your quarterback.
His son gonna start."
I understand that, but you best believe though, he still got to earn it. He ain't finna just be out there.
He ain't really got it too much. He already has.
No, I'm saying let him get there and not play good. He gonna be seated.
Yeah, he gonna sit for.
But let me ask y'all this. Quarter. Let me ask y'all this, because a lot of people say I was incorrect when I said that about the doors that he has opened and he had cracked open, that they basically are almost shut. Now,
no, why they closed? Why?
See, this is why I'm
he said he was still doing for Jackson. He didn't tell them that they not still getting a new facility like they supposed to get.
Auntie, huh? He said HBCUs. He didn't just say one school. And see, everybody's thinking about.
Tell us exactly what he said, Coach Dude, for everybody that's watching that might not know what was even be saying. They might not even know what you're talking about. So explain us exactly what was said.
In layman's term, he's basically was saying when he came into the SWAC, when he came into the HBCU level playing field, he basically said, "Hey, I want to upgrade everybody. I want to bring the whole HBCU level up, as in exposure, as in, hey, I want to get these boys to the combine. Why we don't have coaches, things like that." That's what I'm saying. It's not as big as no, ma'am, because Jack State. He didn't start it. But that's why I said the doors are going to close, because no one was outside of the SWAC, outside of our footprint down here in the South, in the SWAC region. No one talks about the SWAC, and it's going to go back to that.
So is that his fault though? Because he started and people ain't going to follow behind him, make sure it stay open?
But see, I didn't say that was his fault. I just said some of those doors that he was opening are going to be closed.
And why did it take him? Let's talk about that though. He didn't even come from an HBCU, but it's a whole lot of NFL players that did, right?
And that's the next. None of them. Hold on. And that's the next question, man. I don't know if you know, because I think I heard you mention before that Jackson State was already basically on the map because they have Hall of Famers as NFLers, right? Like, have you ever thought why those Hall of Famers don't come back and give to the school, or have been a coach or trying to get people up there, or why it hasn't been seen, why their impact has not been as major as what Deion did? And then you got to kind of salute Deion, like you said, because he was able to make that impact. But we not talking about those guys that were there before, and they ain't did nothing for the school. Not that we could
Now,
see.
this is the downfall right here, because you had a lot of guys that have tried to help out our HBCUs, but we're so corrupt when it comes to the administration. Plus, when you look at the federal government, and when you look at the state government, how they underfund our programs too. So when you got
And I
underfunding from the state and from the federal, plus you got Negroes stealing, it doesn't help. See what I'm
And
saying?
you got people stealing in the white
Yeah,
colleges too, the
they
bigger
still over
colleges
here.
too. They
They,
stealing everywhere. But
yeah.
let's say this though, the same thing Dion done. I mean, like the other players that came from HBCUs, they could have went and made this. They could have did the same thing Dion did. They could have went in and been like, "This not acceptable at my alma mater. You know what? We're gonna fix this. I need to do this and we need to do that." You know, they could have been public because Shannon Sharp came from a HBCU. Who else came? It's a cup. Walter Payton, famous. How many big names came from HBCUs? That's name is big like Dion.
Walter Payton came from Jackson State. Hold on, y'all. Look,
Right.
y'all keep talking real quick. Be polite to each other, man. I'll be right back. All right. Y'all do
You
your
so
thing.
she's gonna be polite.
No, I'm just
No, but like we right. This Negro, but no,
Right.
but
I know,
auntie,
like
like
we're
I
gonna get
said,
up here, like we're gonna get up here
it's
and
not
drag each other.
it's not that, my auntie. You have had those guys have given back, like here in my
No,
city.
I ain't say
It's
they didn't give back. What I'm saying is they have not done. They could have done what Dion did. They could have came
no,
in and
they've
was like,
tried. They've
"Huh?
tried.
Come on,
This
stop,
state,
stop, stop, nephew, stop."
auntie. I'm telling you, they've
Listen,
tried,
they
auntie.
didn't try hard enough
Auntie,
because
auntie,
what make
auntie.
them? What make Dion any better then? That he was able to be
Because
successful
Dion
because
was
you
the
know why
coach.
he came out his pocket. He came out his pocket
Dion,
too.
auntie, Dion was the coach. That's how he was able to affect different. I'm gonna tell you like this: Robert Brazile came from Jackson State, came from Jack State, come from Mobile, Alabama, Pritchard, Alabama. I know this man personally. That's Coach Brazile. He has given lots of money to the school, and he also
I'm
tell us,
talking
man,
about your voice being on TV, on the news, like calling them out so they can
because
fix stuff.
Dion is the head coach, so he has the platform to do that
And
more.
there's a whole lot of ex NFL players that came from HBCU. Shannon Sharp got a platform. He on it
But
every day.
everybody is not as vocal, because hey,
And
look at
that's
Eddie
what
Jordan.
I'm saying. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. So you got it. So it's not. I'm saying though, they not right. Dion don't care. He gonna say what he want. He gonna strive and he gonna go at it. And if
but
you don't do it, he
let
gonna
me
make it happen.
but
So
let me
why
ask you this:
can everybody else be like that? Huh?
if I keep giving my money and these niggas keep stealing it, why am I going? I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing.
But
If I
then
give
that's why
you,
you do like Dion do. You come in there. I want to see the books. I want to see how much money this is. I want
hey,
to see how much this costs. I want to make sure every penny that is spent for this
auntie,
is spent
Dion
on
was in a
that.
position to do that. Everybody else wasn't in the position. It's
Right,
easy
but
for me
you
to go
put
up to the
yourself.
school,
If I'm bringing in something and we're going to
auntie,
work on the project, no,
auntie.
trust
Now
me. No, listen.
you know the
Yeah,
legal
and I
side of
know that,
things.
and that's what I just finna
Hey,
say. If
you
I
can't
say,
do that.
listen, no, yes, you can. Listen, I'm about to
You
tell you how. Listen, I'm about to
can't.
tell you how. Listen, yes, you can. Listen, if I'm doing something and I'm bringing in the funding for it, I'm gonna tell you how you can do it legally. If I say I'm going into this school and I say I'm bringing the money, the funding, and everything to have a new auditorium or a new stadium or a new field built. Okay, me and Walmart, Johnson and Johnson, Sam Club, all of they, AT&T, Verizon, whoever I got to fund this project, we're coming in and whatever they don't fund, I'm going to cover the rest, just like Dion did. Now listen to this, because I'm funding this program. Once I got permission to be able to redo this stadium or field or whatever facility that I'm redoing, legally, I'm finna be responsible for it. So I'm gonna make sure every penny gets spent and done. That nothing's gonna be done without me signing on and me knowing where every penny went to this project, because I'm not gonna have nothing come back. And because I'm doing it, no matter where it's at, because I'm funding it or whatever, you can have control over that project. Legally, you can. Because it's my donation that I'm giving to you. So I'm gonna make sure all this money is spent the way it's supposed to be. You can do that when you're funding something. to make sure that money goes where it's supposed to. Dag nephew gone. I'm up here talking to myself. So I don't want to hear that they talking about that nobody else could have did it, because you can control where that money goes and you can ask to see it when you make donations like that. I have done it, so I know. When you give your money, you can see where it go and where it was spent. I just feel like it just shouldn't be on Dion to make a difference. Nobody else cared enough before he did it. And he didn't even come from an HBCU. But he went back and wanted to change it though, and made sure that he opened the door. Now he opened the door. Now it's made sure that the people after him hold it open for the next person and the next person to make sure the door don't close. Y'all need to stand up now and hold them doors open and not let them continue. And then the people that at these HBCUs is not going to fill out all this paperwork to get this funding and not applying for all this government money that they can get. That's their fault at the facilities not applying for it. They need somebody got to take the initiative to care. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just relying on one person all the time.
All right, okay, hold on, I'm back, y'all. Hey, look, man, we on the show, man, with none other than where Coach Dude go? He got up out of here.
I think his thing dropped out because we was talking and his thing had to cut out.
All right, y'all. We on the show, man. We heard the point of view from none other than Coach Dude, man. Make sure y'all go follow his page, man.
Perfect.
Yeah, salute to his page, man. He's talking about sports over there, man, from a black point of view, reaching all different audiences all over. So make sure y'all go follow his page. And we have none other than Queen Lakers in the building, man, on the panel, man. And her show is coming soon. It's going to be called Life's Good. Yeah, Life's Good. It's coming soon. So y'all be able to look out for that. Now, we're talking about this Dion situation, man. Coach Dude came up and made some good points, right? You know what I'm saying? He even got into the fact that, you know, Dion, basically be shitting on people sometimes. And we know how that all goes, right? Like, it's just like normal conversations that go on in the street or anywhere else, man. You know how niggas be stunting on niggas, or, you know what I mean? They'll do it public display. And I don't agree with that, right? I don't agree with that. One thing I do know about Prime is, man, he's a flashy guy, man. He's a shit talking guy, man. You learn that type of talk from being in the NFL. You know, like T.O. and Chad Ochocinco, man. Most of these great athletes are shit talkers, man. All they know is money, man. So sometimes they got to talk, or they talk like that. I don't always agree with it. And some of them football players, even if they black, white, albino, whatever they might be, they is sorry. They do be sorry. No, you shouldn't shit on them in public. I get it. Don't shit on them in public.
Hold up. You play sports as well as I did. Tell me the coach didn't call y'all out. I don't care how.
Man, I got cussed out on the court. They'll cuss you out in front of everybody.
Yes, and bench you in front of people. Bench you in front of your own parents.
Hell
you know
yeah.
But hold up. When that happened to you, that public humiliation, what did it make you do though? Tell the truth.
It make you play harder, but I get it. Some players can't deal with that shit. That's
what's wrong with the world now. The world's so mother freaking soft and sensitive.
And to tell you the truth, that is the world, right? Like the world ain't worried about no cameras or none of that shit. The world is gonna hit you on your ass no matter what. But shit, and right. that might be another topic to look up, right? Because the psychological abuse that does happen with athletes, that is a very important thing. Everybody is not built for that type of talk, man. Let's just be real. Coach Dude is back in the building. Everybody is not built for that type of talk. Sports is a hard game. Let's just be real.
It is. And that's why you got to be tough to play it mentally and physically. Because if you're not mentally tough, somebody talk you right out your mother freaking game.
Auntie, I'm not disagreeing with y'all at all, but y'all got to really understand that these kids are not the same anymore. They're not.
You know what? And I know that these kids are so. I'm not talking because I got kids in this era too. But my kids is in their late 30s, though. But these kids,
you gotta. When I say these kids,
I have kids. I got kids in the early 20s. Then I got some in the late 30s, right? And the ones in the late 30s compared to the ones in the 20s, is totally opposite. Them ones in the 20s so entitled and so soft. They soft like mother freaking butter, especially they freaking feelings. Oh my goodness. I'm like, what is wrong with you, you little crybaby? These kids nowadays.
I'm just going from an off experience, you know what I'm saying, especially dealing with, the upper high school, that age and lower coaches, we can't coach them like we've been coached. See what I'm saying? Because of the rules now and because of the kids. So we've all of us have we all complain about the same thing. Like, hey man, I can't take little JoJo over here and cuss him out like I used to. See what I'm saying? We can't do that. That's why I said if what he did was the right thing, it should have been behind closed doors. See what I'm saying? Like when your coach gets you, even when your coach got you on the sideline, he did it face to face. See what I'm saying? He wasn't just all crazy. When he got to the locker room, he didn't let nobody else in. What stayed in the locker room was in the locker room. That's the locker room type of environment right there. So it got out. And that's what I'm talking about. Whereas in that should have been behind closed doors, just player coach only meeting. See what I'm saying? And then he could have cussed him out. He could have called him all type of trash. Hey, y'all been trash for the last 20 years since Cordell Stewart been gone. See what I'm saying? He could have did all that, and it would have been wonderful. But it's just how you move sometimes. That's all I just kind of like, oh, but I understand Dion because that's Dion. But he not Dion no more. He Coach Prime. And that's a different animal. That's a different man. So I'm saying,
But to me, Dion and Coach Prime is the same, except he's not on the field anymore. He's behind the people that's on the field supporting them. But see, to me, what I'm gonna say, Dion's still Dion. That's still having to be great at whatever he does. You know what I'm saying? Him not being limited to just one thing. Him getting on the track or something, like he started in coaching his boys from when they was younger. Then he became a junior high school coach, and he was a high school coach. Now he a college coach, and he started college. He had to start at the black one, and now he had a big one. You know what I'm saying? So that's
I ain't trying
Dion
to be no
moving up
hater.
like he do athletically.
I ain't trying to be no hater.
Hold on, yeah. All right, go ahead, coach. Hold on. Okay, hold on though. But let me say this. Look, whatever format that Coach Deion Sanders is using, right? That thing is working. Now I don't know the effects of this stuff that has happened that he's been doing, because this is athletics, y'all, and I want y'all to keep in mind this is athletics, this is sports, this is all a mental game. You know what I mean? We're not talking about the intellects of school as far as when it goes to like the grades and all different types of stuff. We talking about sports right now. And one thing I just want to say, whatever he's doing in sports, right? Sports is at least 90% winning, right? As long as you winning, you could do whatever you want to, basically. You know what I'm saying? And whatever method that he is using, it's working. Some people might get with it, or they might get ran over. You know what I mean? Some people
right with him. If you don't get rid of, you get ran over.
And some people might take it as them getting scolded in front of people, and some people say, well, look,
but he don't discriminate because he do it to his own kids too.
And some people understand it's the arena of the Romans, man, and dog eat dog, and that's the mentality that Dion has. That's why he's so successful as far as winning. Now, on the if you are a coach, and you believe more so in the kids, right? I get it. You know what I mean? Their mental state after this, because you understand that they're not going to always play sports, even if they are freaking good, right? So you have to be a good freaking human being, like straight up. And you have to look at the effects that it can have on these kids. For instance, right here, we have Marshawn Lynch, man. I just want y'all to see this video. Coach, hold on to what you was going to say, because I want to hear what it was. And I can tell you what it was. I think you said, I ain't trying to be no hater. We about to get into it. But this is Marshawn Lynch dealing with a white football mom. I guess she didn't like the way he was talking. I think y'all remember this. Let's go.
Okay, so oh, shit. Yeah, I do. I press a lot. So look, I got some. All right, that's okay.
No, my son says it's not okay.
Is there a man here with you? It's not a man here with you?
But I'm here. What does that matter?
Because
My son is leaving. I don't care. It's my son.
The thing about it is, whoosh, when this thing just spoke to me by my name, I went up to him. I told nobody get the fuck out of the drill.
Get over here
I
right
told,
now.
look. But I will tell them.
Did you walk here too? They all said
But I'll tell them that if they're not doing what they need to do, then yes, there's consequences to that.
Yeah.
You said nigga. You say nigga every day.
Bye.
If I told the little ones to go run, I'm gonna have a conversation with this little one besides in the drill. But at the end of the day, if there's a kid that's on my field while we're in drills, participate in the right way, there is consequences for that. If it takes the measurement, if I tell them to go and run laps, come over here and record me so they can actually see.
No,
face.
they can see you fine here.
I know, come on. So if it takes that amount of time for when I tell a kid to do something and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, then there is consequences, like push-ups, like running laps, like sit-ups, like telling them to get out of my drill if they're not participating and doing right. Get the fuck out of my drill. Get the fuck out of my drill, or whatever it takes to get my drill. Because there's one kid, but there's also
50 others.
100 more kids out there. But at the same time, it's no disrespect or anything, but there's a million kids. But I didn't want you to get away. Throw dirt on my.
All right. Look, we kind of get the point of that, right? And I
love Marshawn Lynch.
And I want to take the time out real quick, man, to salute Coach Dude on everything that he does working with these kids. You have to be a special called person.
Sure do.
To deal with all this stuff. We're talking about parents, man. We're talking about kids. We're talking about parents that feel how their kids should be talked to, or how they think they run you because they pay this money, but they don't get it. They don't get it. And every coach is not the same at all. Period. Point blank. Coach, go ahead. Let them know what's up.
Yeah, that's an incident. I mean, that's a example right there of what I was talking about, where hey, he gonna have to go into other parents and justify his actions and shit like that. That's what I'm talking about. But when I was saying I ain't trying to be a hater or nothing like that, but hey man, on the this situation that he's going into with the University of Colorado from a football aspect of it, I wish he wouldn't have took that job. That's one reason why. That's one reason, because that program, for him, if he can get the program back up and running good and win 8-9 games, hey, he can take any job in America, NFL, college, wherever the hell he want to go.
He don't want to do the NFL though.
But I'm just saying, I mean, hey, a nigga could tell you anything. He told you he was gonna do something at Jack State, no money.
Right. I think at the end of the day, he's trying to set himself up to at least check that off his list. I think that's what he's trying to do.
He say he can't do the NFL because the guys wouldn't listen to him, because you can't tell a whole bunch of rich black men what to do. They ain't gonna be too kind to it.
But like I said, the situation that he's going into from the football side of it, that's why I'm being a hater, because I'm like, bro, you could have went to Cincinnati, and the University of Cincinnati was just in the college playoffs last year. They just coming off a 9-win season in a nice bowl game this year. See what I'm saying? For us black men in that profession at the highest level of college and NFL, I don't care who you are. It don't matter who you are. You're not going to be getting no third chances. You might get a second chance, but you're not going to get a third. And if they're going to be like, well, if you couldn't do this here, you just a ready-made program down in Jack State, and you come from high school where it was a ready-made program already, I don't see you being a successful like that. And that's how they do us. So that's why I wish he would have went to Cincinnati.
I wish he would have went to Cincinnati too, because that'd have been up here by us. You know what I'm saying?
And he also I don't know why what's name didn't pick him up, his alma mater. I don't know why Florida didn't. But Coach, let me ask you this question too, man. Here's another question, man. We have a lot of these guys, man, that are out here just making, just different stuff up. I mean, they already were, quote unquote, cooning out on situations, and then they try to act like they for the cause and just be like, yeah, I can't believe that he did this to black people,
right?
And all of that. And so, like, my question for you is, what do you see him doing in Colorado, and what would you say like is his next move? possibly after that? Like, I mean, what do you see him doing, man? What's a trajectory on?
Okay, first year, I see a 6-7 win season because of what he's having to keep with him. It's not all about the players that he's bringing in, but it's about what he has to keep. And what he has to keep is some, like he told him, some hot garbage, some slop. But I also see in 3 years he be competing for a Pac-12 championship, maybe a national championship, because of how he can get to those young men. And you know what I'm saying? Like I say all the time, man, I got a former player that played for him, man. And I talk to him on a regular. He tell me things about Dion sometime, and I be like, man, you in a blessed situation. I'm glad you went there. See what I'm saying? So he's a successful person. Everything that he has done in life that I know of, you know what I'm saying? Even with a failed marriage, he still, you know what I'm saying, was blessed out of that. You know, so he's
Yeah.
gonna succeed. You know, it's just like I said, it's just the opportunities that the other schools was gonna benefit off of it. They didn't get the opportunity. Now it's not because of Dion. That's not his fault. See what I'm saying? Because like I said, he opened the doors for him, but that's also on the SWAC commissioner. That's also on the MEAC commissioner. That's also on the SIAC commissioner because they should have been doing like all the other commissioners getting TV deals. See what I'm saying? Because everybody knew Dion wasn't gonna be there forever. I was just one of the people like, hey man, give me 5 years, we good. And then truth, I get pissed off at a lot of people because I'll be like, hey man, y'all ain't from the environment that we from in the SWAT, or y'all ain't got no ties to a HBCU at all. So why is y'all even talking? See what I'm saying? So that's why I get pissed off at a lot of people too. Like y'all ain't got no rooting interest in this at all, from even on the SWAC level or Jack State level. Y'all have no rooting interest. It doesn't affect you. So why is you so pissed the fuck off?
Yeah, and then not only that, all the people that's like these news reporters and stuff like that, sports analysts, right? That all got something, especially the African American ones, the black ones that talk so bad about Dion saying he this, he that, and not one of them before, even when Dion was there, a lot of them just jealous of Dion. I feel like period. They didn't do anything to support him, when he was there. You know what I'm saying? They speak positive on his name. It was always when he won. Well, of course he would because he got this and he got that. He got this, he got that. You know what I'm saying? No matter what he do, they always got a way to bring him down. So with him,
They wouldn't have never if the shoes were on their feet, they would have
they
never
would never done what he did, and
wouldn't
that's
even,
what I was going to
they
say.
would not even spit across the fence to spit on somebody down there. They would not stop going through Jackson. Jackson's right off the
No,
highway. It's right
no.
there. You can see it, the field right there, all of that. They wouldn't have did nothing. And coach,
And that's the part.
Now
and
I
that's
know it is a coach in the SWAT. Now he doesn't get the same publicity, and I'm not finna say that he does the same thing or to the same level as the but Cole Robinson, man, Cole Rob Jr. He does a lot, man, for them
Is
kids at
that the one
Alabama
that did
State, man.
shake Dion hand?
Yeah, but that's just something different. But he does a
Yeah, I
lot.
understand. I understand. I just
Yeah,
saying was that him.
it wasn't because he didn't shake his hand. He just did not want a close hug from Dion.
I
Dion
know.
yeah,
I'm just saying. I just wanted to know was that him. I just wanted to know was that the one y'all talking about. That's
yeah,
all.
that's him.
he
But
didn't
yeah,
want
Yeah.
auntie, he does
But
a
I know,
lot, man.
I heard about all the things he done. But it's just that only reason why it's like Dion's was more because Dion is Dion. You know what I'm saying? He's very
Right,
vocal. He's very
right.
outgoing. He's very flamboyant. So when Dion talks, people listen. You know what I'm saying? That's why it seemed like he did so much more. But I heard that coach right there when they was saying all his accolades, everything he had done. You know what I'm saying for the SWAC when he told Dion he was in SWAC. I'm like all people that can tell Dion he went SWAC, he was one of them. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
can
no,
say that.
he
uh,
could. I agree with you on that. He
He
one of
could.
those Negroes that could say, "Hey, homeboy, I
You're
am
not
this. I do
SWAC.
believe
You're
this.
not
I
SWAC.
come from
Right.
this."
I'm SWAC. You're not SWAC.
so
You
so
know.
I got two more questions for you, right? Coach. So the first question is this. Is as far as the record and the accolades that Dion has in his personal life, and as far as the record that he had they're outstanding still now at Jackson State. Um let's just play devil's advocate and switch sides on this, right? Like, would he have been able to stay for the 5 year period of time if he was not winning versus him winning 2 years and I think his
That's what
record
I
was
said.
like
Man,
27-5. Like, do you think they would have thrown him out and then he would have, like, how would the people, if they would they been saying anything if he got thrown out, like kicked out because
That's
he
what I
wasn't
said. You hear me say that? Yeah. That's
He would
yeah.
he would have been a disappointment if he wouldn't have came in. And let's just say, because before they got there, like the record that they had before he got there was 4-8. And let's just say he went 6-6 and 7 and
hold
5
up.
or
They
something.
only had before he got there. The year before he got there, the record was 4-8.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
but he went
I thought you said their record was
23.
good.
No, he
No,
just said no, he said there was players that came out of there that were in the Hall of Fame. But I think after Dion left, Dion is 27-5
yeah,
up there.
correct. He 27-5 with 2 conference championships, and you might as well say basically 2 national championship appearances. See what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
said the same thing. Would they
But
have been this upset if he would have got fired? What would they
and
have
I
said then
say
if he
this.
was started?
I say this when it comes to the HBCUs and when it comes to the sweat, when it comes to the sweat, we tend to hold on to our coaches for longevity, not because they're winning or not because they're losing, but it's because of the financial side also. See what I'm saying? You fire a coach, hey, you got to pay out the rest of his contract, then you got to hire somebody else and hire a new staff. And they don't have the monies to do that, like a Alabama, like a Arkansas, like a Ohio State, things like that. So they can't really just up and fire people so easily, like these other big time institutions. So I think he
Right,
would have.
but would the city, would everybody been so supportive and turning out the way they was
Yeah,
doing if he was
yes,
not successful? Would the city had made
yes,
$30 million if he was
yes,
not
ma'am.
successful? People still supporting him not being
Yes, ma'am.
successful?
They still would
Oh,
have
they
went.
would have.
They still would have went.
They
Still would have went
wasn't
to them
selling
games.
out like that before Dion got there. Them stands wasn't selling out like that.
It was because it
But
was
see,
Dion. It was because it was Dion. Dion. For most people our age and younger, a little bit up, they remember Dion, Primetime Dion, his
right.
shoes and things like that. So, but I don't know. I know he sold out games there, right? Like I don't know what the record attendance. Did he set the record attendance there, or
That I
anything
don't know.
like that? Yeah,
That
like
I don't know.
we don't know
Yeah,
that.
man. Yeah. Because they was talking about that it was so crowded, and he brought so much to there that the media people was complaining. They was like, for the first time ever, they was taking their booths where they supposed to been like doing the commentary on the game and put them in a stairwell to commentate the game. You know what I'm saying? Because they took their booth and rented it out to some they had it was considered a what's some things where you got to pay a high class oh my goodness, like a club member thing, like they took
VIP.
Boosters,
yeah, they
boosters.
VIP
But
they
not.
VIP
I,
their room.
I I say this to the bad side, and like I said, on Slice and on my live, the downside to him leaving financially, the city is going to take a hit. See what I'm saying? And everywhere he went will take a hit. Now, like I said, I bring my city again to the example when, like I said, a couple weeks ago, he was just here, where it wasn't just a Saturday event. It was a whole week. It started off that Monday. And, we had parades, we had concerts, we had a lot of things going on, and it
All
brought a lot
because
of
Dion was
revenue to the
coming.
city. Yes, ma'am. And see, Jack State has played here before, and it didn't. It was a weekend thing. It wasn't a whole week. So
That's
I'm
what I
saying
just
so.
want to say. So it's really because of Dion and all that stuff, just because it's Dion.
But see, man, that's what I was saying earlier about those doors that he was opening for all of us are closing, and it's not just it's our fault. We dropped the ball, and when I say we, is it saying the HBCUs, our schools and stuff like that. We dropped the ball because we didn't capitalize on this opportunity that we did have.
It's not
We
too late.
dropped.
It's definitely not too.
It's not the only thing that I'm suspect on is because we're not Dion only gonna come one time. We're not gonna get somebody with his statue and his
But did you
status.
hear when he
Mhm.
said that he's still gonna have his hand in the HBCU stuff to make sure that stuff get carried out, and if they need help with stuff, that he was still gonna make sure that certain stuff get done. And people were saying that you need to just go on off and go. Don't still try to help back
But
and
see, this the
linger.
thing though.
Just
Like I
go.
said,
I'm like,
financially,
they're telling.
financially, But financially, Jack State, and I'm just speaking facts. This one. But financially, like with equipment and jerseys and things like that,
Say
Jack
it,
State
it's
was the
a hellhole. Just go ahead and say it. That's just
right.
real.
But what I'm saying, yeah, but they were the only ones that really, and I'm just being honest, they were the only one that benefited physically. See what I'm saying? Every other school, like Arkansas Pine Bluff, they didn't benefit off of that. See what I'm saying? Like
But
Alcorn
listen, did
Street.
you not hear that he bought their stuff himself though? Did you not hear
That's what I'm saying.
that?
But
Yeah,
auntie,
he
that's
said
what
just one school benefit off of it, but I kind of disagree with that because
Because everybody can follow suit. They can
yeah,
start doing stuff.
yeah. One thing I want to say is that, and this is when I knew this is exactly when I knew he was not going to stay there for long, and I think we talked about this via comments before. When Gilly the Kid came into the situation, and I saw Gilly the Kid literally, man, I saw him literally, and we talking about behind closed doors, right? Like you was just saying, literally, Gilly the Kid in front of open doors said he would not send his kid to a HBCU. Do you know how
thank
many
you.
kids during that year of the George Floyd situation were looking into? I'm talking about top prospect. We talking about across the board. We ain't talking about just football. We talking about
You talk
basketball,
about
football,
basketball too.
everything.
Right. Mikey Williams was one of them. The
Williams,
most highly the
God.
most highly one of the most highly recruited basketball players. He is senior this year. He got more Instagram followers and social media followers than Bronny James. He was one of the ones. I'm going to HBCU. I'm going to fam. I'm going to fam. And that talk is dead now.
And that was the clownish shit I've ever seen a black person ever say about a HBCU that had a platform. When Gilly the Kid said that, man, I was upset, bro. Like, but I had to understand in sports, right? I was very upset. I had to make a video about it because I'm like, golly, did Gilly really just say that? And then you turn around and what is Gilly doing? Marching up and down the field, doing the what is it, the Tootsie Roll, and
Right. All in the locker room. All with
Licking,
Jack State.
licking Dion balls.
right.
But
I'm
hey, true.
like, what
Now,
is this, man?
but true. You heard. I don't know if you heard me, man. When on both of them lives, I said I want to see is if Gilly. I want to see if Rick Ross. I want to see if
They
all them
still go back to the
superstars.
HBCU.
Yeah, if they was on them sidelines for Jack State, Dion gone. Keep bringing that same energy still, so we can show them like, hey
Yeah.
man, Dion, okay, you open the door for it, my nigga. We gonna keep them open. We gonna keep doing this.
You
But see,
know,
that's why I said
they don't
they're not
care.
gonna do that.
No, they don't. All they care about is the glorification of money in a person that they looked up to as a kid and the money that it meant. Dion's wearing Dion's meant money. You remember you had to have money to have them Dion's on them, some fire
No,
ass
they
shoes.
do.
You
You
had to
still
have,
gotta have money to buy them. Shit, they still 180.
I still got my original ones.
Them bitches still cost $180.
man, them people, they really like, I'm sorry to say it, man. We as a culture and people, man, we're some of the most disappointing people to ourselves.
Yeah, we are.
Like serious, I'm just not even gonna lie to you, man. You know, it's sad that we even have to, even talk
You
about
know who I thought they should bring in that can keep that same energy going if they bring in
Ray
Snoop
Lewis.
Dogg.
What? I don't
I'm
know.
just saying.
I don't know. Hey, that's news to me. Dion going to Jackson, he's not gonna do it. Dion is not gonna hang down there in that scenario. He's not gonna do it. Dion is not a no.
Let
Dion
me
is,
ask you this too.
go ahead.
Do you agree with me when I said 5 years was a good amount of time?
Yeah, it was a good amount of time to make you feel comfortable, right? But
No,
you
I'm just saying for the overall, if he because okay, just think about it like this. That first year, I don't count that first year. I don't count Alabama championship that year. I don't count the Lakers championship year. I don't count nobody championship because that was the zombie year. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And,
I
and
don't count
so
the Lakers championship either.
I count those. So even though he was there for 3 years, I still count the 2 years that he has given us. I just for the program and for the bigger picture. I just wish, for me personally, I just wish he could have given us uh 5 years. I wish he could have given us a whole recruiting class. If he could have given us a whole recruiting class, couldn't nobody can say anything. See what I'm saying?
I don't
Couldn't
think nobody
nobody
can.
say
I think he
anything.
gave what he can.
yeah.
Listen, it was not affordable to him to
Hold on,
keep
let me
him.
answer the question. Like, uh, 1.5 years is long enough down there, man. I'm sorry. No, this is speaking from the heart, bro. Like, and I'm not saying that. I'm talking about as a coach that is trying to, reach a maximum level of amount of people, with his blessing that he has. Right, one
Right.
and a half years, one championship is long enough. If you, anytime you, and this is be real. Anytime you start dealing with Negroes, sometimes, man, they always want to keep you around. They always want to keep you in they clinches of stuff. They not teaching you nothing. They ain't telling you nothing, but they just always want you to just hang around them and do this. They don't get it when you doing your transitional stage of leaving them around there. They only get it when they see that you could be glorified and you got shoes and chains and shit. Then they start to understand. You have to understand those blessings that are right in front of you. You have to see that virtue that is right in front of you and admire it while it's there. There is nothing promised about anything about them contracts anyway, man, is bogus as hell, because I don't want nobody to have to make stay around me and they ain't comfortable.
Right. Right. Now I wasn't one of them Negroes that thought he was gonna give us a lifetime like he was gonna be like Coach Robinson down at Graham. I'm
I
not
ain't
one of
never
them
thought
Negroes.
that. I ain't never think that.
I'm never one of them Negroes. And any Negro who thought that is foolish. Because like I said earlier, man, it's a business. And one
Right,
thing about that business, man, I don't care what color you are. If you're successful coaching college football, somebody's gonna poach you from that job. See what I'm
right,
saying? Because their team is trash and they want to win, and they see, hey man, you doing good things at that previous university or that institution. Hey man, let me
right,
get him over here. Even on the basketball side, you see what I'm saying? They quick to, hey, that's a 1 or 2. If you're doing good 1 or 2 years, you gonna move. So I'm saying, so I understand that. And I truly agree with him on that. Hey man, go on and do your thing. Like I said, I just wish he would have went to a different fucking school. Cause
But
man, if
see,
he don't win that stuff,
that's the
god
sport.
damn,
That's the sports fan. That's the sports fan in you, though. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know
that
what? The only thing I thought about, like, the thing is they gonna, like, shot. Are they going to try to dim his light? Are they gonna let him shine? Are they gonna let him be prime
They're gonna
time?
let
the
him be
kid,
himself.
the kid's gonna let him. The kid's gonna let him do what he want to do, what he needs to do.
I'm
It
talking about,
ain't even
he
gonna
got to
be.
come out and be, he just got to be the man right there. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
the
saying?
kid's gonna let him do that though, cause he gonna get
Yeah.
some talent. He's gonna have some talent that Colorado has never seen in their life. Even when they had Cordell and Rashad Salim, they ain't even gonna have that talent that he's gonna see. See what I'm saying? Because he's already has established himself as, hey, I'm getting Trey Sanders from Alabama. I'm bringing in my son. I'm bringing in the top #1 recruit that came out the
Oh,
nation
he
the
got some of your
previous
people,
year.
coach. He got some of your people
Yeah,
from Alabama.
yeah, he bringing Trey Sanders in. See what I'm saying? And I agree. He supposed to do all
That's,
this.
that's a bad
See what I'm
motherfucker
saying?
right there, but
Yeah, Trey good. And he bringing in Tevin Coleman. See what I'm
Dion
saying?
Dion a bad motherfucker for doing that,
Yeah,
bro.
he
Hey,
bringing in everything that he needs to do to compete to be successful. See what I'm saying? Now the only thing that from the football side, like I was trying to explain to people, hey man, the money machine Colorado has and the money machine that he's gonna have to recruit up against, like as in Oregon, is two different things. So he's gonna have to bring his swag out to get them players. See what I'm saying? And that NIL deal, a lot of them
Hold on, but
NIL deals
listen, his
gonna have
name just speak for itself, though. Just saying that you played,
yeah,
that
but
you got to play for
until
the legend, Dion
until
Primetime Sanders.
until
Come on.
I'm gonna give you an example right here. I asked 3 gentlemen, and they all got kids that play high school football right now. I asked all 3 of them gentlemen. I gave them 4 names. I gave them Deion Sanders, Nick Saban, Ryan Day, and Dabo Swinney. And I asked all 4 of them gentlemen,
they ain't
would
know
y'all
who
put
Dion was.
No, they know because they college football fans. They you know what I'm saying, they up to date. I asked them, if your son, would you send your son to Colorado, Alabama, Ohio State, or Clemson? All 3 of them said either Ohio State or Alabama. None of them said or Colorado. So that's the things that he's gonna have to deal with right there too. Also,
You should have put Jackson State in there too. Should have had
them niggas wouldn't even think about Jack State. See that's another thing. When you he did great things to get that talent there. Cause I'm like, hey man, you getting D1. Hey, them boys supposed to go to Bama. That boy supposed to go to Florida State. So if you got them down there, you accomplished something that nobody has ever done And another thing
Well,
that
why
he
did they
accomplished.
come? They was like it was a privilege, the honor to play for somebody like Deion Sanders. You know.
But and another thing that he accomplished that people are not really realizing, besides the 90% graduation rate, is he's the first
True
HBC.
player.
He's the first SWAC coach to leave the SWAC and get a Power Five Division One job. No one has ever
Right.
done that.
Absolutely.
So,
And he's the first
so
coach to coach 2 teams at one time.
He
No,
the first player to play in the Super Bowl and the World Series too at one time.
hey, whoever the gene pool is strong with Dion. Let's just be real, man. That is some you have to understand when you are in line with God and he talks about God, whatever God he is worshiping, man. You have to understand some real stuff, man. He is very in line. So how can I doubt that man on his decisions, man? I'm just be real. Like we don't even know if he's gonna go back, right? We don't even know if he's gonna go back. Maybe he's just building this stuff up to show he could do it everywhere, just so it could bring more attention if he decide to go back. But you know what some of these naysayers say? They'll say, we don't want him back. We you don't belong around these pods. We don't know you no more, Negro. You didn't know him when he got there. What are you talking about? He didn't even
You so stupid.
Auntie, I want earlier you was like you didn't and let's just use our sector. I just use our sector. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really venture out too far. I was the only one who said anything about Dion. When the reports had came out early in the year, and I use Auburn for example, when Auburn fired Coach Harsin, Brian Harsin, the first name they said was Deion Sanders. And I had a couple other schools, Georgia Tech at the time was Dion, Dion. And I had made a post, it was like everybody want Dion. I was like, man, before this year, didn't nobody was speaking about Dion. Then none of y'all want Dion. Now that he winning, he doing his thing, everybody want him. And at the end, I was like, man, Dion, I know I'm a little peasant to you. I know you ain't gonna listen to a Negro like me. Please stay for one more year. You know what I'm saying? I was like, please just give me one more year. Just give me one more. But like I said, I understand the decision and I support the decision, even though I don't give a fuck about the school. You know what I'm saying? I'm on some Roll Tide. Hey, let's go, Roll Tide. Fuck them. But I still support it. I still understand it.
Well, at least you
And
talked about them. The ones that's on this app that got big old platforms that's talking about him, they ain't said not one thing about him. Like, oh, y'all gonna talk about it now? Get the heck out of
they
here.
still ain't even talking about it. They still ain't even talking about it. See what I'm saying? But that's like I said earlier on a post I had said when I was talking about the young men that got killed in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey man, them 3 black young men who's trying to do something. And I was like, but if they were 3 rappers, everybody be blogging about them. And I was
Right,
always
me
I
and Truth
say,
was just talking about that the other day.
yeah,
And that's the part that makes me sick. Okay, the only time a black on black crime matter is when somebody killed a rapper. Other than that, and you know when Charleston White speak about that, and like I said, some of the stuff he say actually be the truth. People just don't want to say it and don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? When they filming these kids getting shot and killed, and when they putting that on the internet everywhere, you know, so just regular kids in the neighborhood, when these babies getting killed, you know, from innocent, you know, they innocent from, you know, bullets flying everywhere. No one is saying anything about it. But soon as a rapper gets, oh, we need to stop killing each other. It's happening every day.
Yo, coach, this one thing you gotta understand, coach, and I'm gonna break it all the way down for you just on this aspect. And just dealing with that. You have to understand, just like your show, your page, right? They're not gonna come around, man, unless you're talking about something big or they see it's a whole bunch of people in the room that hits it makes the algorithm jump towards your page, man. Every now and then you might have somebody big that comes across your page and they see your message or they like what you're talking about or how you get down and they be like, bam, let me promote this person and then your stuff might go up. It's the same type of world in this YouTube, man. Trust and believe. Like, yeah, you were saying it first, right? You were saying it first. Like, what's going on? They don't see it. They don't want it until everybody else wants it. When everybody else wants it, or if somebody up on a platform where it's a lot of people following them start talking about it, that's when it starts doing that. And I'm not telling you to get used to that. You know what I'm saying? But understand that, right? Like,
Oh yeah, I understand the game. Oh, trust me, I really understand the game. I just, I'm not conforming to the game, but I understand the game. You know what I'm saying? If that make any sense. But but I understand too. It's mess over. Is mess over success. If the more messy it is, no matter what subject it is. I don't care if it's even if it's on a positivity level. If it's messy, then it's going to generate all that. See what I'm saying? But if you
Exactly.
just on some regular cool shit, it'll generate that. And I understand, and that's it is what it is. That's the game. You see what I'm saying? It's just if you're gonna play in that game or not.
Exactly.
so what you coach, let me ask you this, man. Why I got you up here, man. What do you think about YouTube so far? I think you've been in the game probably what, like, I don't know, man. It's been like a few months or something like that. I mean, and what investments have you made in yourself on YouTube, man, to try to get your message projected higher. I ain't gonna say higher, but for more people to be able to hear. Like
Let me tell you
thank you.
what's wrong with me. Honestly, what's wrong with me is I haven't really tried to learn the technical side of YouTube. See what I'm saying? With like with the things that I really want to do with my page. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be just a live person. Like, like how y'all do videos and stuff like that. I want to do those things also. I want to do highlights and things like that also, but I just haven't really had the time to just sit down and just really like, okay, let me play with this. Let me somebody can tell me all day long, but if I'm not sitting here playing with it myself, I'm not gonna
I
learn. I'm a
know it.
hands-on player.
Yeah, right.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
me too.
And another thing that really hinders my page is I'm not a like okay, like I can't like how I come in your chat. And if I'm able to drop my link, I'm not the type to do that unless I'm like, hey man, somebody tell me, hey coach, drop your link, man. You see what I'm saying? Then I do it. But other than that, I'm not a big promoter of myself. I'm more of an actions person. See what I'm saying? I'm more of a, hey man, if you see it, you like it. If you don't, cool. But I'm not the promoting type. See what I'm saying? That's just even in my regular life. See what I'm saying? I'm more of a actions than words type of guy. See what I'm saying? So that's what hinders me also. But I like it, man. I have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? I really do, because what I'm saying, for the people that my the people that do come around all the time, they say they enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? They say,
Yeah,
hey
I
man, you
like
do
your stuff.
good content. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like it's a stress relief. It's a getaway out of these dangerous YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying? So I get enjoyment out of it, and I am starting to see the good side of it. Financially, I
No,
am
nah.
recently. No, I'm saying recently I'm starting to, hey man, like my wife, she told me, baby, you need to buy this, or baby, you need to do this, or baby, you need to do that if you're gonna be serious with it. So I am starting on the financially side, try to back myself when it comes to my page also.
How
Well,
many
look,
subs you got so far, coach?
hold on.
Um,
Let me say this real quick, man. Hey man, anytime you need help, like if you want to do some highlights and make those videos, bro, I could send you the like programs to use just right out off your phone that you can just mess around with, and you'll
right.
be surprised some of the creativeness that you can do or make behind it, man. So I definitely reach out to you and
Right.
send you that
And then
stuff.
I'm not a real big social media person too much like that. See what I'm saying? Like before,
Right.
I don't do the Facebook no more. I haven't been on that since 2014. When I started my YouTube page, that's when I started an Instagram page, and then even on my Instagram page, it's really just to support my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? To take like little video shorts and stuff like that. I'm not really big on social media like that, because I'm more of a private, outspoken but private person. If that makes any sense, see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that I understand everything that hinders me and I need to work on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just so stubborn and stuck in my ways too.
Don't ever feel like you gotta buy subscribers. Most of
Fuck
these
no.
people, I'm just telling you, and most of these people that you see that are on the grand stage like that, man, is because they have bought
People
subscribers.
want subs.
And
But you know what I say
I
though?
ain't gonna
That
lie to you, man.
you can support everybody and everybody act like they so cool with you or whatever. But as soon as you start a page, you see who all support you. You know what I'm
Oh yes,
saying?
ma'am. Yes,
You
ma'am.
know
I
what
do.
I say?
You know, like I'm like, and you know what? And I ain't even trying to hate or not, you know, or talk about nobody. But when you start your page, I'm like, oh, I know this ninja better have 1,000 subs like real quick, fast, and in a hurry, cause he be in everybody chat. Everybody be like, "What's up, coach? What's up, coach?" This and that. And you know, before you started your page, they was like, "You got your page going yet?" You know, da da da. And then okay, you was like, "No, not yet, but I'm about to." You know what I'm saying? I'm about to take it serious and do this and that. As soon as you did, look what I'm like. Where are y'all ninjas at?
But the thing about that is, if you're not talking, like you got to understand where you met them at. You know what I mean?
Right.
See,
Right.
and I understand if you meet them where it's a I don't even want to say it, but it's a slop hole, and you in there wrestling with pigs all
Yeah,
day.
but listen, everybody know that he don't get in. He always said, "Coach ain't, coach ain't in this.
Don't
Coach
matter.
this."
They don't want to hear. They don't
I
They
want to
don't
know,
want
but
to hear that
no, you ain't
shit.
gotta come. Listen though, you ain't gotta come here, but at least sub to my thing, hit the like,
Right.
just do that part. You ain't gotta come and listen to it because I know it ain't got no junk. And even the stuff I don't like, I still sub just to support each other. You know what I'm saying?
it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That part, even if you don't listen to me, you know what I'm saying, or you don't even watch the show because you're not even into sports. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But just because I support you or we F with each other in the YouTube streets, you know what I'm saying? Support me back. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You ain't got to watch not one show. Just sub to
Now I
me.
agree with you on that one, Auntie. That's something
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. I'm up to 560 now. I'm working. I'm out the mud with it.
Okay. Okay.
But honestly, I do really want to take it slow too. Cause I don't want that. I
Right.
don't because I know that fast gonna bring that trash, and I'm trying
Right.
to keep it. You know what I'm saying, to where I can have fun also, because I ain't trying to bring the stress. See what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I'm yeah. But Auntie, I truly feel that, and I've spoken about it to certain people. I've said things, but then at the
Uh,
same time, I'm more of like, hey man, I said something to you one time. It's on you now. I'm not gonna beg. See what I'm saying? That's just like,
right.
even on my
Right.
own lives, I don't tell nobody. I've never really said hit the like, hit the share. I don't do that. See what I'm saying? It's on y'all. Y'all know the YouTube lingo. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody noticed it. See what I'm saying? So it's on the individual. But
Sometimes you
I
gotta tell and I learned too. Sometimes you gotta tell people exactly, what I mean, what you want, because at the end of the day, everybody does want somebody to hit the like button, so it reaches a wider audience. Some people
Yeah,
you
but usually when you're in the chat, somebody will type it up. Because I know when I be in the chats, I always say like, share, subscribe. Because I know like you ain't gonna say it. I know Coach ain't gonna say it. If I go in his chat, I say it.
done
Type it
start
on
saying
all this
it
stuff.
now. I don't threaten them with it. I say, make sure y'all hit the likes up, share, and subscribe, man. Boom.
Yeah.
but
You know
see,
what I'm saying?
truth,
You gotta present it to them because they
but
don't.
see, truth.
Uh-huh.
This my thing too, man. Some of the platforms and some of the pages that I'm like, ooh, that's how I want mine to rock. And I look at their live feeds and stuff like that. They don't never say now. True enough, these are the Caucasian people. See what I'm saying? They have said in the beginning, like, hey, this is John Carroll from Virginia, and I'm blah 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 blah. Like, y'all know that, like, share, subscribe, and then they go into their content and won't say nothing else about it.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Ain't they don't
And it,
say nothing
and it,
about the Cash App either. You notice that?
oh,
They
they
don't
don't
say
never
nothing
say
about the
nothing
Cash
about that.
App. They don't say
Yeah, they
nothing
don't never.
about none of that.
But and if you see their screen, they should be lit up, and I'll be like, man, that's how I want it. And because it just seemed like they just up there talking sports, just having a good time. See what I'm saying? It's not like they're up there for the monetization part of it. See what I'm saying? And that's one thing
Right.
about myself.
I
You know
watched
what I'm
that
saying? I'm not.
I watched that one guy, man. I think he's from like New York, man. And he all he does is he does Lakers. Like when Lakers are on, he's got the scoreboard in the background. He's in front of the joint, man. I watched him go from, you know what I'm saying? Not that numbers mean a whole lot, but I watched him grow from like it'd be like 15 people in the chat to bed. Then I went over there like a couple of days ago, and it's probably been like a year later, man. He got like 1.1K in there. I mean, they just rocking with him. I was like, I remember, man, because I would be the only one in the chat hitting them up, or like, you know what I'm saying? Even I think even one point in time I had sent him some money or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen it, man. It's all about knowing your market and being able to captivate your audience.
Mhm.
Once you figure out what your market is and captivating your audience, man, they'll listen to you no matter what. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's what I think is the hardest part about this YouTube. If you're in it, you know what I mean, for that. At the end of the day, you want both, right? You want a nice, safe place, just like the HBCUs, right? You want an intellectual safe house for yourself, right? Where you're able to get your message across. And also, it doesn't hurt if people are showing that they support you, right? Who doesn't want support in life? I'm just saying.
Right.
Who does not want support in life? Everybody.
Who don't want support from people that you support? Like, how dare I support you, but you don't support me back? Like, man, get out of here.
No, but like I said, I say this to certain people. I've said, hey man, you know, when every time you do anything on this app, I'm even if I like you said, Auntie, even if you don't like the content, you just support the person. I even if you see what I'm saying, I hit the like, but like I said, I'm more of a hey, I'm gonna say something to you one time because I don't like repeating myself. See what I'm saying? That's just like in the military,
Right.
the repeat word was a bad word on the radio. See what I'm saying? So I still got certain lingos and certain things that I still carry on to this day. And that repeat, I don't do that. I'm like, hey man, I said something, it is what it is. It's on you to do it now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to those little things like that. It does hurt sometimes, you know, when I be like, damn man, every time you do something, I'm here for you, him or her. See what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, but one thing about it, I've learned too though, over this damn near 2 years, is that the women support more than the men on this YouTube.
Yeah.
You gotta find you one woman, bro, like your wife or friend, and I'm telling you, that's the best thing you have. For me, it's Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So
I be in coaches too, and I don't hit his live stream, but he usually have guys up there. Like sometimes when I get in there already, and like a lot of guys don't like sports talking with females. You know what I'm saying? So I just stay in the chat like if somebody up there, and I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never kick it with them before. You know what I'm saying? I just stay in the chat and talk questions from down there. You know what I'm saying?
I want to hear that when I'm starting kicking in this basketball now. When I start kicking in this basketball, I don't care who on the phone, you better hit that goddamn. We're gonna have to respect Auntie. See, it is what it is.
she
Get the hell on.
She ain't gonna do nothing but talk about them damn Lakers, man. I'm talking about she gonna
No, I love a lot of players besides the Lakers because my baby is what's his name, Black Jesus now, Black Jesus.
I gotta throw a shot at you though. I gotta throw a shot at you, Auntie. You know we beat y'all. You know the Cavs beat
The
y'all
Cavs,
yesterday.
yeah, I know, right? I know that was a good game though.
It was. It really was.
I ain't know the Cavs that got that good, but I'm gonna tell you, I was like, whoa, they look good in the mud.
They got that boy from Vanderbilt, man. I always said that boy was special right there, man. He did. Yeah, man. That boy. I watched that dude's documentaries. He's a special guy, man.
And then it's not just that. Like last year team, we had some success, but we were young and we didn't have a go-to real get a score. When we traded for Spider-Man, Donovan Mitchell, man, I just feel like that really made our team whole to compete. To where we ain't no laugh.
And that's what I don't like about the Lakers right now. Remember when LeBron came there, we had that good young team that was just starting to get together and jail right and everything. And he come and ship them all out, bringing all these old players that got injuries and this and that. When I felt like if he'd have just stuck it in with those, because he was doing good with the young guys before he brought in everybody. They was playing better than what they playing now. You know what I'm saying?
He too impatient. You know, but you know, man. But you know, Auntie, from back in
doggone ring that year anyway. They bought that ring, that Kobe ring. You know what I'm saying? That ring was bought. You know what I'm saying? They eliminated Golden State with a technicality. You know, so I ain't want to hear that. So they could have still got the ring that year. But what I feel like if we got to rebuild all over again when he leave. You know what I'm saying? When all them old players leave, we got to start all over again. We got to go down to the bottom so we can get draft picks and this and that and this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that when we had started over already after Kobe with that young team we had.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh, I'm sorry, Auntie, but that. Ooh, yes, so look how we did. Ooh, now that was pretty. But then AD got that going. AD at 3 minutes later, AD got sick and he had to leave the game. He got the flu-like symptoms. You know what I'm saying? That really just took
I gotta wonder, man. I mean, he got like Maybe like he's been hooping. He's been hooping. Like I think he was averaging like 30 or something.
30. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
30.
It was,
He averaging a double, 30 and 12.
yeah, man, it's like some Scottie Pippen type stuff, and but it's like this, like you can't count on him, man. Like I'd rather count on Leonard. You know what I'm saying? Be a person that's gonna sit out half the season, even though I hate that, right? But then you got AD, man. Like I don't understand, man. He's got some different type of mentality, and I think it has a lot to do with, man. He grew late, man. I don't really.
Fast. Yeah. And that spurt was too much at one time. You know, because he was a point guard. You know, he was like 5'8", 5'6", 5'7", some shit like that. Then he grew up to like 6'11" all overnight. They said they had to get rid of his bed. They had to get rid of all his clothes. He couldn't fit nothing. Like seriously, they said it just overnight.
LeBron said that's what his son Brian. That's what his son, what's the name, did too. Not Brian,
the baby boy.
the other one, the baby boy.
Yeah, he grew fast too. Yep.
LeBron said he went to bed and woke up the next morning. He was taller than everybody in the house. I was like, what?
So, Coach, let's get your input on man, both of the sons, man. Early predictions, man.
The baby boy gonna be better than the older boy.
They're good. They're good players. Cause see, they're still kids.
NBA quality.
Yeah, and I'm one of the kids. I'm one of a guy that I don't take nothing from kids, but at the same time, the hypeness about Bronny
is only because his daddy is LeBron, because he's not that good.
Right. That baby boy will be better because he's gonna see what the previous his dad plus his brother went through, and you know what I'm saying. And then the spotlight is not on him. So that's why he's been able to progress better.
And he's not
to me. You know
what's this guy name with the afro on this team? I like him. He came from what's the name?
John, that's Allen. Yeah. Now I'm gonna say, because that's just like I told you the truth when we talked about it that one time, when I was like, man, I like not Mikey, excuse me. I like DJ Wagner 3-4 times more than I like Bronny. And it showed on the
basketball that over here. Sure did.
That's the one son.
Right, that's the one son. Yeah. And the one son dropped buckets on him. I'm talking about shook him to the
floor. When they play. That's in the DNA though.
Yeah, so but DJ don't get the same exposure
regulation that Bronny does. Yeah.
Right.
And all because he's just LeBron James' son. Right. And I ain't even trying to be funny, but LeBron James' son should not be like even in the top 20 to me. And
I don't think he is anymore. I think they got rid of that.
He's not.
Yeah, they figured out. They gave him the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they did.
They sure did. They was pumping him up, trying to put him everywhere. They was trying to do him like they did his daddy, and it didn't work.
The only thing I don't want them. I don't want what happened to Jordan boys happen to them too. I don't want
that's what it seemed like. Yeah,
that's a whole different thing. With Jordan boys, I don't even think they were trying to prop them up like that. Them Negroes, they couldn't play as good as both of them.
But Marcus was decent though, man. Marcus was decent, bro.
I'm like one of them was. I can't remember which one.
Jeffrey wasn't by nothing, but the Marcus was good. The one that transferred with
the said.
Yeah. I think what's the name, the youngest son kind of got some KD-ish in him. Got a little KD-ish in him. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have the most high mechanical, like his shot is kind of mechanical. It's like I don't know how to describe it, but he's not as athletic as the other one. You know what I'm saying? But it's yet to be seen, right? Because I think he's sophomore.
He's just a sophomore.
Yeah, and he's playing varsity, which is respectful at that point. Like, you know, and then we got to look at. Let's just be real, man. Us as people that look at sports, what we do is we expect the most out of these people because of who their parents were. And
not me.
Well, you know how it is, but still, you understand. Like you still, if we were talking, first of all, you wouldn't know who this person was if it was my son. You understand what I'm saying? And they're going to expect more out of LeBron's kids, no matter what. I mean, you could say you don't or whatever it might be, but you look at them more than you would look at the normal person, the blue collar person that has a kid. Magic Johnson daddy, let me put it in perspective for you. Magic Johnson daddy, like Magic had to outshine the rest of the other people. It wasn't because his daddy worked at a trash factory that he was seen.
Right,
You
exactly.
understand what I'm saying? So it still is interjected in your head when you look at these kids, and then you're a little bit more judgmental on them too because of
who they are.
who their parents is. So I mean, it's a lot of different curses and blessings and pros and cons with this situation. At the end of the day, man, I think LeBron is going to conquer his dream on that court. And I think one of his latest dreams is to play with his son, man. At least one
It's
of them.
gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. And let me tell you why it's gonna happen. Because for one thing, money. I don't care who nobody say, man. That draw, people gonna pay to go see that because that's history. We have never seen that before. We have never seen that in basketball where a dad and the son played in the league at the same time. It has happened in baseball, but it hasn't happened okay. Even if you look at it on the baseball side, when the Griffeys played together that year, the team wasn't that good, but everybody went to see the history. See what I'm saying? To see like, oh wow, the Griffeys on the field together. So it's gonna they're gonna expedite Junior through college. See what I'm saying? Because he's gonna go to Duke for 1 year because he committed. If I'm not mistaken, I know he was offered, but that was under Coach K. So I don't know if he's gonna still do the same thing under Coach Snyder or not.
I think you talking about one of the Bron kids that Coach K gave that to? I think he took that. I think they took that shit away. It was
I know he was committed. I know he was committed to Duke under Coach K. Now I don't know if it's still the same under the new staff.
Offering that, I don't think they're gonna offer. We gotta do some research on that. But look, check this out on even on the dealing with the standpoint of the Griffeys and stuff like that. I remember, people used to go see Michael Jordan, man, at baseball. That nigga was terrible, goddamn. I mean,
He was garbage. I know, right?
He wasn't like real garbage, but this how you know you.
He wasn't like Deion Sanders or Bo Jackson.
Right. You couldn't even get to the majors. You know what I'm saying? You was Barons, and I'm talking about them games was packed in that jump to see Jordan, man. Now that's how you knew. No, that ain't. I mean, I know your dad told you, man. You know what I'm saying? I always want to see you play baseball, whatever. I love baseball, but no, sir. But he tried, though, right?
He tried. He wouldn't give up. He ain't no quitter.
We got to give him the horn for trying on that. But let's just be real. That shit was terrible, man. Like, and I can't watch baseball anyway.
Wasn't he in the minor league of baseball because he was so bad?
He was with the
He was in Double-A. He was in Double-A. Only reason why he was in Double-A for real, because of his name. He really was supposed to.
Right, he should have been in Triple-A.
No A.
He should have been in rookie ball first if he was gonna do baseball, but they sent him straight. And see, people don't understand. Double-A is actually the hardest level of minor league baseball. So they sent him to the hardest level, and he showed like, man, you trash. I know you Jordan, but this baseball.
And look how cold Deion was.
And guess what?
Deion,
guess the only reason
he caught a home. He hit a home run and made a touchdown all in the same week.
Guess the only reason why they kept Jordan, because he bought
that money.
He bought that damn bus for him. He bought that Barons bus, all that, that bread.
Because he told him he wasn't finna ride that trash. He said, if I got to ride with y'all and I got to be a part of this team like that, we're not gonna ride on this.
So now you understand where Deion be coming from, where he said,
I was just finna say that. Thank you for saying it for me.
I'm just saying.
But hold on. But see, that's his shit. He wasn't going to goddamn on from Birmingham to Huntsville and telling the stars, "Hey, I'm Michael Jordan. I need to have goddamn on."
Hold on. Let me get rid of that because they stopped the stream real quick. Hold on, y'all. Glad I caught it. It's gonna come back.
What did you do? What you play? Oh, you was playing the Cavs game, the Lakers game. I forgot.
Come on, real quick.
When nobody even paying that no attention.
Cut it off just in time because I ain't trying to get a damn strike. And it's another thing you gotta understand too, man. When they send that stream unavailable, cut your junk, like cut it off
We started
If,
over.
if you feel like it, but bring it back on. It's gonna come back on. But do not play that same thing that you were playing. If you do, you're gonna get a strike. Like, see, I don't think you know anything about strikes and stuff
Yeah,
yet. Like,
I've gotten like when I'm on my little shorts and shit, man, they've sent me a copyright strike and shit like that. But I think it was because of the music.
ain't no strike. That ain't no strike. That's a they're telling you that they
A
cannot.
warning.
Yeah, it's like a
Okay.
warning. They're telling you, you know what I'm saying? Like with this right here, if I kept playing that, if I kept playing it longer than like 1 minute and didn't see the warning sign in the inbox, then it will be a strike. They send you a copyright thing to let you know that the footage that you are using when you dropping those videos, you can't be paid on it because somebody else claimed it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. I see what
It's
you're
like
saying.
it's a very weird game, man. I don't even know how to like. I'll tell you when we back, but I don't even know how to really explain it. And we're gonna come back, and I'm about to get the hell up out of here. I know that because I got to get me some sleep. But yeah, yeah,
But
man.
anyway, what I was gonna say, listen, like even as just a regular civilian, us being poor and not having Deion Sanders money, tell me when you go somewhere, you be like, I am not going back there. It was horrible. Did you see this and that and this? Like, I ain't like that. You know, that's just how people
Oh,
is. Period.
we back, y'all. All right, go ahead.
Hey, that's true though. Shit, I've been to a couple places where I'd have been like, man, I ain't eating that shit no more. That shit disgusting.
Right? Yeah. So I understand Dion, because I don't go places that I don't like. I don't care where it at, what it is. If I ain't comfortable, I don't like the service. I don't like the atmosphere. There's something about it that I don't like. I'm not going back, and I would say it. If somebody was like, "How was that?" Oh, it was horrible. It was.
Nah,
And
but
I would
man,
never
like I
go by
said,
there. The service
the
is
truth.
terrible.
But Auntie and truth, man, like I said, because I'm finna drop down too. Like I said, man, I'm appreciative of what Co Prime did. I really am. You know what I'm saying? Then honestly, like with my former player got there the year before Dion got there. So with him still giving him the opportunity to play football, and he's one of the 90% graduation rate. See what I'm saying? So I'm appreciative of that aspect because I love that the kid I'm talking about. I love him, you know what I'm saying, like a son almost. See what I'm saying? So I'm appreciative of that, and I'm appreciative of everything that he did do. I just wish that we could have capitalized on it better. And if we could have capitalized on it better, then the momentum that we was having for our schools, it could have continued on. See what I'm saying? In that same pace. Whereas in now it might continue on, but it ain't gonna be that fast track. See what I'm saying? You know, with our stuff, man, if we ain't getting it fast track, we ain't gonna get it at all.
We don't want to. Yeah, we don't want it. But let me ask you something, Coach. With the way Dion do his whole thing when it comes to the kids with their, their academics, their morals, all of that, the way they dress, the way they carry themselves. Do you like that whole thing, or you think he should just focus on football?
Nah, because see that's one thing too. When you a coach and you really truly care about the kids, you're gonna make sure that they're gonna be productive young men in this world. So I'm saying,
Right,
and
right. I love
one
that.
thing,
Hmm.
and and I'm gonna bring it down like even to my level as a coach. I come out of my pocket so much, you know what I'm saying, for the kids and for my program and for the team and for not just for my team but for the whole program, that I come out of my pocket so much that man, me and my wife, we didn't have arguments about it. Like, baby, that's too much money to that goddamn park. Or you tell like I done tore up a truck for hauling kids from practices to homes. And man, y'all can if y'all would just understand, like it's been some years where on Friday night, my wife used to be like, I'm finna go. Cause it's 20 little kids in my house. Like what the fuck? Or, like one year I was a couple years I was coaching, I was the head coach of a middle school team. And I'm the same way. Hey man, we had a game on Saturday. I want y'all to stay with me on Fridays. See what I'm saying? And so I understand what Cole Prime when he talk about I gotta give out my pocket. But that was wrong for the university on that end. See, that man wasn't supposed to
Yeah,
come out his pocket. See what I'm saying? Even though
exactly.
we do it because, like, okay, for instance, I might have a kid that I really, really, really want to play, or the kid really wants to play, and his mom, because it ain't a lot of
Can afford
situations that
certain
I
stuff
see.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that it's a lot of things that I have to deal with too. Like it's a lot of single mothers that's struggling, and then you know what I'm saying they come up to me like, I really want my baby to play. I'll be like, don't worry about it, mom, I got him. And
Right.
feed's $100, and if you paying feed for $100 for 12, 13 kids, and that's coming
That's a
out
lot of
your
money.
household. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So I understand all the aspect of it, and I'm grateful and I'm blessed for this is my purpose. See what I'm saying? I understand Coach Prime on that level. See what I'm saying? Because that's he feel like that's his purpose in life is to guide these young men through athletics to be better men. And I understand that, like I say, because that's how I feel like I'm doing now. See what I'm saying? But I'm just not on his level. And I don't honestly, to be honest, I don't even want to be on his level. I don't want to coach no goddamn on big time nothing. I want to stay on this amateur level that I am on because I can be way more hands on and way more boots on the ground with him. Like when Cole Prime, he was able to go check on kids in they study hall or their classes or whatever and talk to their professors. Where here in Mobile, I'm able to go into my son's school or I'm able to go into the high school and say, hey, I'm here to check on such and such, such, such. Oh, come on, coach. He in 4 block. Oh, he down in this class right here. Peep in on. Or when my son was in elementary, it wasn't no let me buzz in, I just open the door. Oh, hey coach, you come to see your boys? Yes, ma'am. Oh, and it's some girls over here I want to see too, because you know what I'm saying, they sisters to my football players. So I'm gonna make sure they good too. So I'm saying that's why I've always said in this situation with Cole Prime, it's bigger than football.
Yeah.
You
Now,
know,
see, my grandson mom, she just stopped like maybe 2 years when COVID hit. She stopped. She used to be the assistant to on a for a young boys basketball team. These was teenagers though. It was from 12 to 18 or either 19. But and when you talking about come out the pocket, because we came out of the pocket for a lot of stuff, especially for boys that was good, like you saying, come from parents, a single mother, and she can't afford to do this, where we had to buy shoes,
mm-hmm.
clothing, pay the fees for this and that. But like you said, when you really want them on your team, and you know what I'm saying, and you know that it helps them more than just them helping you, you know what I'm saying? Because it helps them be part of something when they probably
Right.
like don't have a lot at home to be part of. You know what I'm saying? And it was expensive for that too because like she didn't have it, so she'd be like, "Mom, can you sponsor this and that?" I'm like, "Oh my goodness," you know what I'm saying? But
But see,
because I was
Auntie,
an athlete, I would do it. You know what I'm saying? So I know how it feels to be a part of something. You know what I'm saying?
and see, Auntie, for me, it was done for me. I was one of them kids that, you know what I'm saying, that the coach had to come get, had to pay for everything, and then like I said, coming up on 145th and Kingsman up that way,
Right.
it was different, it was rough. So that's why if it wasn't for that man, during that time, even though I was lost in the sauce, I would have been even extra lost in the sauce if it wasn't for
Right.
him. And then when I came down south, I moved into a house where it was a football coach also. So that aspect is that's why I say it's so passionate for me because of my upbringing. And I'm like, hey man, if it was done for me, I can do it for somebody else.
Somebody else.
And,
Yeah.
and before I'm finna go, but before I leave, man, I just want to say, man, like here in Mobile, I've coached. Let me see, 6 kids personally. You know, what I'm saying, from the age of 4 all the way up to 12, and helped them out through middle school and guided them a little bit. They in the league. One just left the league, and the other 5 are in the league now. But they're not even my most prized kids. Like I don't even put them on a pedestal. It's a little boy and a little girl. One little boy, the little boy went to he went to Vanderbilt on a full ride academic, and then the girl she went to Alabama A&M full ride on the academic. They both graduated and they're both doing wonderful things. The girl is a veterinarian, and the dude he actually went to the military and he's a colonel. So those are the most they are my prop up kids. See what I'm saying? Them the
I
kids
know
that I'm
that's
like,
right.
hey, you see what I'm saying? And they play sports. but they were the education side of it. So them the kids that I'm the most happy about. It ain't about the boys that went to the NFL because hey, that's God given talent. See what I'm saying? But it was the mind frame of them other two kids, that little boy and that little girl.
That's with me. I didn't end up in sports. Well, back in my time, it was no women's sports to go into. Back when I did it. But I ended up on the academic part too. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
what made me successful in life was the academic part.
And see, like I said earlier, that's why I brought up the graduation rate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Truth. If all the guys that you've heard talk about Dion, and Auntie, a lot of the guys that y'all have heard talk about Dion, they haven't, including myself, I haven't heard them bring up that aspect of it. Even with the congratulations or the hate part of it, I haven't even heard of them guys saying like, "Hey, man, this man forget a 27-5 record on the fucking football
Yeah,
field.
that's what I care about more. The way
This
he's
man
doing the
got a
kids,
90%.
education, and moral.
This man got a 90% graduation rate at a HBCU, where the majority of the graduation rate for a football team is less than 20%. So that right there should to even if for the ones of us that's disappointed in it, even for the ones of us that's just straight up hating the situation, you gotta
That
look
should
at it
be
on that
they should be
too.
proud of.
Right. But we so simple minded to the stupidity, and excuse my French, but the bitch assness that we don't see that aspect of it too. We just look at the little
Exactly.
small things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying, hey man, it's bigger than football. Even on the wins and losses, hey, it's bigger than football. I gotta congratulate the man, even if I'm hurt. You know what I'm saying? From the HBCU side of my family. And shit, man, some of my money's at my house go to a HBCU. The house that I came down south to, man, they money's there. My uncle's a big time booster for Alabama, and my auntie sent a check to Alabama State every month. See what I'm saying? So that bleeds through us. So that's why I was hurt on the aspect of the HBCU side, but I'm still proud of it. I'm still happy. Hey man, it is what it is.
Before you go, man, history lesson, man, real quick, man, because I'm getting into this whole HBCU thing. What was the first HBCU, man? Real quick, man.
What was the first HBCU? That was what Fisk? I'm not mistaken. For Fisk University?
Cheney.
Okay.
Right
I know
there,
it.
right there in Philly, man.
Okay, so Fisk was what, second? Fisk was up there.
Fish was either second, third, or fourth,
Right.
but Cheney was the first one right there in Philadelphia. They say it was a black man that came over from the islands and did it, but I'm seeing two different pictures. One of them definitely looked like a white guy, but it was in black and white, so it could have been a light-skinned guy. But anyway, he gave up his land in order to see the schools success for them building it there. And with black HBCUs, they always have the agricultural department, which is a very important thing that they've kind of taken out, or the facilities have fainted, right? Because of not enough funds, they don't have enough money to have the agriculture. And everything in life, man, what you need to have to do, you could feed somebody all day before you can do anything. And in order for somebody to learn anything, you got to feed them anyway. Just like with fishing, taking somebody fishing and all of that different things, the agriculture part of a black school is important, and it should be embedded in every HBCU. At the end of the day, if money ever fails, if all this other stuff ever fails, you got to feed yourself. And if you don't have the fertilization and the land to be able to do it, or the know-it-all, you're going to die. You can't live off those canned foods forever. Other than that, you're just gonna get tired of canned foods anyway. But let's just keep it real, man. HBCUs have been the backbone for black people's education. They try to shut down the education. They try to say the worst thing that you could, the best thing you could do with some knowledge is hide it in a book. The black people will not read it, right? And HBCUs have been shut down for a long time. They have been receiving the proper funding. They have not been receiving the proper gratification as far as them, as what they support. It's time to start turning this stuff around. Will it ever get turned around? I do believe so. I do believe so. I do believe so. It's not going to be built overnight. I think Deion Sanders did a wonderful job there at that HBCU, especially if I'm thinking beyond just sports. You know, what did he bring there beyond sports? Not only just sports, but what did he bring there? He put a spotlight on that school that was literally considered a dark, sunken place. If you ever went past there, nobody was talking about that place. That's just keeping it real. The people there were not going to pick up trash around there. They were not going there. They wouldn't even send their own kids there. They talk about how it's in the hood. They wouldn't go get a can of sardines at the corner store down there. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. I went to one of those HBCUs, so I know how it is. In the middle of the hood, the liquor store right across
the hood, all of them. Every last one of them is in the prize.
And the only reason why, Coach, and let me just tell you the reason why. Most of those places did not start as a hood. They only became a hood because they weren't able to keep up with it. All of the people that had money moved out, and the school was not able to keep up with it because the financial part of it was not being met because the government was not really giving them money. They promised them the money, but they weren't giving it to them. So they couldn't keep up with it. So that's what causes people to steal from each other and all that different stuff.
Now, one thing that like I was acknowledged earlier, man, that pisses me off is a lot of our HBCUs are state schools. They're not private institutions. See what I'm saying? Like Alabama State, like Alabama A&M. Those are state schools. But our governor, excuse me, I'm not gonna do that. Kay Ivey, she doesn't, like you said, they don't trickle those monies down the right way. See what I'm saying? UAB will get all the monies. See what I'm saying? Where the Alabama schools, Alabama, UAB, etc. Those will get it. Troy will get it. And just look at like when Coach Prime was trying to talking about the stadium for Jack State, like, hey man, we need a stadium. Yeah, you saw what the governor told him. Governor Tate in Mississippi told them people, hey man, if you want a stadium, you better build it yourself. We're not finna give you our money. But they gave their money to Southern Miss.
Now why wouldn't that man leave?
See what I'm saying? So I like I said, I understand. I'm not naive. And to all them Negroes who are naive to the situation, they need to open their eyes and really look at the bigger picture. See what I'm saying? Like if that man governor and that's a state school tell them I'm not finna build y'all shit, and this man is bringing in so much money to the capital of the state. See what I'm saying? He's bringing in money to the capital. He's bringing in money to the whole region up there, and y'all still gonna shine on him like that. So I understand.
They told him no. They told him what to say. Really, a lot of the HBCUs, Lakers done fell asleep and woke back up. I could hear. But
I ain't did nothing. I hear you running your mouth.
A lot of the HBCUs, man, I think it was like the third built HBCU. The governor is the one that founded that just allocated the money. It was the black governor. I think who was the guy that was the first black governor ever? His name is and guess what he did? He gave money to the HBCU, first black governor of America. Watch this. First black. I know.
That's what's his name. Wow, what is his name?
First black governor, Douglas Wilder of Virginia. 1931. Dang, he's still alive. He donated money to that HBCU. I forgot which one it was to get it started. He did that. What happened to those Negroes? They're not around no more, man. And you can't look at Dion to be that Negro. I'm sorry, man. He showed you in his life he worships money.
I'm finna hit you with something even bigger picture. Right now, I'm finna hit you with something even on the bigger picture. Right now, our current administration that's in head of our charge of us, one of them is a HBCU graduate, and the other one allegedly always claim, hey, I got my start off at an HBCU. I got my start off at an HBCU. Hey, you would think that if you had a vice president, one step away from being the president, come from a HBCU, you would think that they would do more for the HBCUs, but that was pandering for the election time. I'm just saying, I'm gonna leave that alone. Though.
You know, look, Dr. Umar said most times when you go and see, I don't really want to say this in open doors, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Most times you go in those HBCUs, especially those main ones, there's a bourgeois black person that is ahead of those facilities, and they all really don't like the cause for black people. That's the ones you have. So
You're right.
it all trickles down, man. Like, what do we do? One thing I make sure I do is I'm not gonna get mad at this man or interject anything saying, hey, he's wrong for doing what he's doing. I stand up, I applaud the fact that this man even walked the path less traveled and went to it. That's the first step right there. Then you have to have people follow you. And I don't think his mission is done. I think there's more he's going to do. He's just got to get. Yeah, I mean, hell, the more money he get, the more he can do. Right? I'm just saying.
Exactly. That's what I
got a question for y'all though. I got as because there's a lot of black people saying, they cool with the decision. They just feel like Lily White. And excuse me, but I'm not trying to sound like that. But I'm just saying what other people, because I don't have these feelings. But it's a lot of people saying if he wouldn't have went to that Lily White institution, it would have been okay. But he went to Colorado, and that's all them people. So that's why that's why a lot of people feel like he sold them out because of the institution that he went to. See what I'm saying? They're not looking.
Listen to this though.
They're not looking at it that, hey man, shit, that institution got a lot of us there too.
I just want to say that, Coach. You just took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm just saying that institution got black.
The people in the NFL, what color are they?
Yeah,
so what color would he be working with the most?
And check this out. That might have been the institution that he saw that could have the biggest draw in players, and they got the biggest money, and they would allow him to do what he wants to do up there
with his people.
I'm gonna bring this down to y'all.
Listen, I'm bring it down to my level. To have a lot of us and use their money to make us have better chances of getting into the NFL and showing their talent on the field on the level they are. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at that. He using their money to take care of us with.
I told somebody on another level too. We were talking about recruiting. I said, now one aspect that Deion does have above everybody else is the state of Colorado. I can come get your son, and I can move you to Colorado, coach dude, and you use a heavy marijuana advocate, and you can come up there and you can do it all day long, and it's be cool. So that's a recruiting tool for the parents. You see what I'm saying?
Look, hold on. Do y'all know how many people do you know how many people moved to Colorado because they were like one of the first states to legalize marijuana? That's why Colorado is heavily populated as it is, especially up in them Boulder sections, right? Because all of the hippies and stuff like that went up there first. They didn't even really want to pay that high money out in Cali. They didn't really like Cali. They moved up there to Colorado where they know they could be secluded. Not that many people is up there, and they can get high, and it could be legal.
Right. So you gotta look at it like that too. Like I say, I look at all aspects of it. I don't
not only that. I look at the positive. You come up here. I can get you help you get a nice job.
Yeah. You want to work? You want to work for this factory? Well, this factory you can smoke all the weeds you want to and work here. Come on.
Now, one thing I want to ask, I know they're still testing them, right?
Yeah. For college players they are. But I'm just saying for the
I thought marijuana was okay though.
No, it's still
outlawed.
Yeah, for college athletes.
It's not on a federal. It's not federal thing as a job.
Yeah. Now, see, once they legalize it federally, then the NCAA gonna have to relax their rules too. See, because like
in the NFL,
right? Because NFL has already relaxed their rules, and the NBA they have already relaxed their rules. Like if you look at it, you have less players in the last 2 years have gotten suspended because of marijuana. They've gotten suspended because of steroids and things like that, but or alcohol. They're more heavy on alcohol now than they are on marijuana.
Damn, the NBA be testing for alcohol.
Yeah, man, it's like it depends on the incident you have. Like if you have an incident, they'll jam you up because of the alcohol. See what I'm saying? But like just think about J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith be on the bench high and drunk all the time. See what I'm saying?
He was something else too. I think. All right, man.
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna get out here, y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna go too, man. I love y'all, man. Appreciate it.
Love you too, baby.
All right, man. Hey, look, man. Yeah, I know what it is, man. Truth be told, man, we had Coach Dude in the building, man. It was a lovely build, man. This is the type of talk that I love, man. You know, I think sometimes a lot of people are misunderstood, you know, and minds should come together and mix information, bounce ideas off of each other, man. Sometimes you might not understand where somebody is coming from. And guess what, man? You definitely got to salute a guy like that, man, because guess what? He is in the trenches building character for a lot of these black kids that are in the community, right? When I say these things and I say to people, I say, you know, Negroes, man, is full of shit, man, right? They full of shit a lot of times, man. They are ungrateful, right? This is a person that is stepping down. He is in the community making a way for kids that look just like your kids that look just like how you looked when you were younger. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of work that I'm talking about right there. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody that would have never did nothing for no black school anyway, but they want to talk shit about a black school. Like, how does that make sense? They never went to one. They ain't doing nothing for one. They're not trying to bring people to them. None of that. None of that. Those are the people I try to tell y'all about. Like, nah, we can't listen to what they saying. You know what I'm saying? Queen Lakers is in the building. We about to get up out of here. Queen Lakers, let them know what's on your mind. You know what I'm saying? Let them know what's on your mind for real. Let the people out there know.
I just feel like as a culture, as a race, that we always expect somebody else to do something we wouldn't dare do ourselves. And if they don't do it the way we want them to do it, we part of this cancel, you know, generation that's going on now. And who give us the right to pick and choose what somebody else should do with their life, you know what I'm saying, with their career, with their business, any of that. And if they don't do it the way we want to do it, we got something negative to say or to put that person down. Like, we need to start living more for, you know, just like support, you know, when it comes to how you say they want to do nothing for HBCU, don't want to support it, don't want to talk about it, whatever, but you'll go talk about and support Louis Vuitton, Versace, Gucci, you know what I'm saying? Anything that don't benefit us, we'll gladly support it quick, fast, and in a hurry. But when it's something that's going to benefit us as a race and build us up, we don't support it easily. And that we need to change. That's why we so far behind all the other races, because they doing it already. They stick together. They build each other up without tearing each other down. We the only ones that don't do it. And like, when are we gonna wake up and realize that we are our own worst enemy?
And we can't cancel shit because we ain't got nothing yet.
Right.
About that. We ain't got nothing to be up there. Nothing. How you gonna cancel somebody that's doing way better than you and done more than you, done picked up more trash? And we talking about trash, them went and picked up trash and did things that you won't even, you might stay 120 miles away from. You can't even get your ass up out the bed and go pick up no trash around that joint. You at least volunteer for the trash team. You at least volunteer for painting the building team.
Hello, you won't even get up to go talk about the person you're talking about in their face or in the same vicinity. Exactly. You know, you won't even do that, even if you ain't gonna help them do nothing. You so far removed, you won't even get up and go talk about them till they say, or see what you're talking about up close and personal.
Right, to see exactly what's going on.
Right. But you talking about it somewhere you ain't never been or never seen up close. You going by what somebody else say.
So y'all know what it is, man. We out of here, man. Queen Lakers and Truth, man. Y'all know what time it is,
drink
man.
Water. The number one cause of death in America is not homicide or drugs or suicide. The number one death in America is sleep deprivation.
Lack of sleep.
Sleep deprivation.
So how much sleep does the body require?
The universal order requires that you must be in bed 90 minutes after the sun go down to get the brain recharged after 12 midnight. You know the story Cinderella back in the house by midnight she turns into a pumpkin. After midnight,
Now, when does the sun go down?
it changes. It goes down different every day.
What's the average time it goes down?
It varies. In the summertime, it goes.
What about the wintertime?
Well, in the wintertime, it's your shortest. In the wintertime, if the sun, let's say if the sun was down at 5:30, you got 90 minutes before you go to bed.
So they should be in bed
at 90 minutes.
by 7 o'clock.
When do bears hibernate in the wintertime?
Now this is I've not heard this. You're telling me that we should be in bed 90.
All right, man. Y'all know what it is. We out of here, man. Thank you for Queen Lakers coming through, man. We out. Now they ain't got Mario and Luigi in that joint though.
I love you, Ariel.